Welcome to HOJO Radio. Our next broadcast was based on a comic book character created in 1941. He made his radio debut in 1943 and ran until 1953. Relax, folks, relax for the adventures of Archie Andrews, right here on HOJO Radio.
Jughead, it's a matter of life or death.
Oh, relax, Archie. Relax.
Yes, here he is again, the youngster millions of readers of Archie Comics magazine know and love so well. Brought to you by Swift & Company, makers of Swift Premium Franks, Archie Andrews and all his gang. Tenderby to St. Paul. From the West Coast to New York, Swift Premium Franks, Swift Premium Franks. For your guarantee of protection, Swift's Premium Franks now come to you cellophane wrapped in handy 1-pound packages. Made fresh daily in Swift kitchens from coast to coast, Swift's Premium Franks are then wrapped in the new handy sanitary Flavor Saver pack, and brought to you at the very peak of their tantalizing flavor, with all their natural goodness sealed in. So kids, tell your mom that you want Swift's Premium Franks. And Mom, get some today. They're delicious, and you'll be glad to know that Swift's Premium Franks are economical. There's no waste to them. Every bite is all nourishment, all dinner quality meat. Ask for them today. Swift's Premium Franks in the 1-pound cellophane package. And now for our weekly visit to Riverdale. It's Saturday evening as we look in on the Andrews home. Mrs. Andrews is out in the kitchen, and Mr. Andrews is sitting in the living room reading his favorite newspaper.
What are you going to say? Oh, for goodness sake, take it. Jenny, I said, Giovanni's, were you afraid of the dark? No, Addie, she replied, I'm only afraid of what's in it. Oh, those kids.
Get you in a taxi, honey.
Oh, fine. Archie.
Now, honey, don't be late.
Archie.
I'm going to be there when...
Archie!
I'm going to get you. Oh, hiya, Dad.
Hello. Where? Hey, aren't you all dolled up tonight?
Yes, sir, Dad. Big night tonight. We're having an end-of-summer dance at the country club.
You're having a what?
An end-of-summer dance. The last dance before we go back to school next week.
Oh, I see. And you're going to the dance, I take it.
Oh, I sure am, Dad. How do I look, huh?
Well, I think...
Pretty nice, huh?
Well, I...
Pretty nifty, huh?
Well, I
Pretty
think...
snazzy, huh?
Archie! Are you asking me or just describing your own dazzling beauty?
Gee, Dad, I'm asking you.
Well, if you'll stop asking such leading questions, I might tell you what I think.
Okay, Dad, okay. Tell me.
Well, I think you look very nice.
Gee, thanks, Dad.
It's all right. I particularly like that tie.
Gee, I knew you'd like that tie.
How did you know?
It's yours.
Yes, I can do mine. Now, Archie,
Gee whiz, Dad, I didn't think you'd mind if I borrowed one little old tie.
Oh, me. All right, Archie. You may borrow my tie, but it isn't old. It's brand new.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome. Well, it's a nice shirt you're wearing, too.
Yeah. That's yours, too.
Yes, I do. What? My shirt's mine, too?
Gee whiz, Dad, I didn't think you'd mind if I borrowed one little old shirt.
Oh, me. All right, Archie. All right. You may borrow my shirt.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nice pocket handkerchief.
Your pocket handkerchief.
Yes, I know. My handkerchief. Now, Archie,
Dad, I didn't think you'd mind if I borrowed one little old handkerchief.
Oh, great. Archie, look, I don't mind you borrowing one little old handkerchief or one little old shirt or one little old tie, but you might at least ask permission before you take squatters' rights to them.
Gee whiz, Dad, I'm just wearing them. I won't hurt them.
All right, Archie. Go ahead, wear my tie, wear my shirt, wear my pocket handkerchief. But tell me, is anything you're wearing your own?
Sure, Dad. My underwear.
Well, I'm glad.
I tried yours on, but it didn't fit.
Oh, fine. Archie, look, if you're going to that dance, just go, please. I'm trying to read my newspaper.
Oh, I am, Dad, I am. As soon as Jughead gets here, he's calling for me, and then we're both calling for Betty and Veronica, and then we're going over to the country club.
Archie,
and we're going to go...
Look, if you don't mind, I'd rather not hear your complete itinerary for the evening.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dad. Where's Mom?
Out in the kitchen, I think.
Okay, I want to show her how I look. Oh, Mom!
So
Hey, Mom, I'm all dressed.
fine thing. His own underwear. Good thing something I have doesn't fit him. Oh, great. Archie! Mary! There's someone at the front door. Oh, what's the use? I might as well go myself. I'll have to answer it anyway. I don't know. I had to do everything around this house. Lend Archie half my clothing. Answer doors. Oh, good grief. Jughead.
Who'd you expect? Chronicle plays the moniker at the pier at Santa Monica?
No, Jughead, I did nautica. You know, Jughead, there's something about you that surprises me every time I see you. Come on in, come in. Well, I see you're all dressed up tonight, too.
Uh-huh. I'm pretty. Even prettier than my Uncle Herman when he puts his wig on.
Yes, Jug,
I even smell pretty tonight.
Jughead, don't tell me you're wearing perfume.
Gee whiz, of course not, Mr. Andrews. I just put some bath salts in the tub tonight.
Oh, fine. Jughead, I'm sure you'll be a great hit with the girls tonight.
Yeah. But, Mr. Andrews, do you think anyone will notice my socks?
What about your socks?
I'm not wearing any.
Oh, great. Jughead, look, why don't you just go find Archie? He's up...
You better be ready, Bob.
Oh, gee whiz, Jughead.
Hi, Archie.
When did you get here?
Oh, just a minute ago.
Oh.
Hey, but gee, Archie, you look swell.
Oh, thanks, Jug. You look terrific yourself.
Thanks, Archie. I like the suit.
Well, thanks, Jug, and I like your tie.
Archie,
Yeah, thanks, Archie. I like your shirt.
Well,
fine.
thanks, Jug. That's a nice shine you got on your shoes.
Yeah, thanks, Archie. That's a nice pocket handkerchief.
Look, you two. Look, tell me, are you going to a dance, or is this mutual admiration society going on all night?
Well, gee whiz, Dad, I was just telling Jug how nice he looks.
Yes, I heard you. You look swell, Jug.
Oh, thanks, Archie. You look fine, Archie.
Thanks, Jug. You look dandy, Jug.
Thanks, Archie.
Now, look, will you two please both take my word for it that two more beautiful specimens of young manhood never set foot on the dance floor? And go? I'd like to read my newspaper.
Okay, Dad, okay. I just want to look in this mirror and straighten my tie and... Gee whiz.
What's the matter?
Well, just look at that. Isn't that awful? Isn't that terrible?
Archie, that's your own face, so you might as well get used to it.
Dad, I don't mean my face. I mean my hair.
What's the matter with your hair?
It's standing up and back.
So is your face?
Archie, tell me, what difference do a few hairs make?
Gee whiz, Dad, you want me to go to that dance looking like a tramp?
Archie,
you want everybody at the whole dance to turn around and look at me when I walk
Archie,
in? You want the whole town to be saying, you know what that Andrews boy did last night? Went to the dance with his hair all mussed up.
Archie, look! Archie, please, go upstairs and brush your hair, please, for my sake.
Oh, golly. Okay, Dad. That's what I'll do. Come on, Jug.
Okay, Archie, but hurry up. Betty and Veronica are waiting.
Jug, this'll just take half a second. Don't you think I want to go to that dance as much as you do?
A lot more, probably. You can dance. But hurry up anyway.
I am. Just put a little water on that hair back there, and it'll comb nice as you please. Jug, get me that comb off the shelf, please.
Okay.
Just wet my hair a little. There.
Here's the comb.
Thanks. Now I just run it over my hair. There, Jug, how's that?
Rotten.
Huh?
The hair just popped up again.
Oh, fine. Well, I'll put a little more water on it. There. And now it'll lie down, by George. There, now it's down.
Yeah, but now it's up.
Again? Oh, great. Well, I guess I'll just have to use some hair dressing.
Archie, it'd be easier to just cut that lock of hair off.
Cut it off? And have a big bald spot?
Well, you don't have any trouble combing a bald spot.
Jug, don't be funny and hand me that bottle of hairdressing.
Okay, but hurry up.
Jug, I'm hurrying as much as I can. Well, this'll just take a second. I'll put a lot on so that hair can't pop up again. Here. There. Now how's it look, Jug?
Like it's been glued. Now let's go.
Okay, Jug, soon as I wash my hands.
Wash your hands? Listen, Archie, what are you going to do? Start dressing all over again?
Jug, I just gotta wash this gooey hair dressing off my hands. That's all. Gee whiz.
What's the matter?
I dropped the soap.
Gee whiz.
Where'd it go?
Oh, there it is, right under the sink.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah, I got it. Now I just... Oh! My head! Oh!
Gee whiz, did you hurt yourself?
Well, you think I'm yelling for the fun of it? Oh, my head! My head!
Archie, what happened?
I bumped my head against the sink. Ow!
Did you hurt it?
Well, sure I did. Oh!
Didn't do the sink any good either.
Just be quiet.
Oh!
Archie, take your hand off your head and let me see it.
My hand?
No, your head.
Okay, Dad. But boy, what a wallop. Phew.
I don't see anything, Archie. Does it hurt there? Or there? Or...
Ow! Oh, that's the sore spot. Ow!
Sorry, son. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Didn't mean to hurt me. You nearly put your finger right through my head.
Now, Archie,
you nearly killed me.
Archie,
it hurts worse than ever now.
Archie, stop that shouting.
Okay, Dad, okay, but oh...
That's better. Now, there's nothing to make such a fuss about. You just bruised your head a little.
Just bruised it, Dad. I bet I cracked it right in half. I'll bet...
Archie!
Okay, Dad, okay.
All right. Now, go on downstairs and get some ice.
Ice? Gee whiz, what for?
Archie, you'll have to put some ice on your forehead or you'll have a great big lump there.
Gee whiz, okay. Come on, Jughead, let's go down to the kitchen.
Okay. But, Archie...
Yes, Jug?
If you keep Chronicle much longer, you'll have 2 lumps on your head.
Well, Archie doesn't seem to be getting to that dance as quickly as he thought he would. We'll find out more about that in a minute. But first, let me ask you mothers a question. Have you bought your meat for tonight's supper? If not, then let me recommend a money-saving main dish that's easy to fix and delightful to taste. Swift's Premium Franks. Ladies, believe me, Swift's Premium Franks are really unusually high in quality. And the reason is that Swift's Premium Franks are made of all dinner quality meat. Yes, all dinner quality meat. Tender beef and juicy pork. You can serve Swift's Premium Franks to the youngsters with complete confidence that each delightful Frank is as nourishing as the most expensive cuts of meat. And to ensure freshness, Swift & Company makes Swift's Premium Franks fresh daily in Swift kitchens from coast to coast. Then every pound is wrapped in the cellophane Flavor Saver package that seals in all the natural goodness of each plump, delicious Frank. So today, ask for Swift's Premium Franks, the Franks of all dinner quality meat. And now back to Archie, who is trying to get to the big dance, but so far has gotten off to a poor start. He and Jughead are in the kitchen to get some ice for Archie's bruised forehead.
Gee whiz, Jughead, hurry up with that ice. This head hurts.
I'm trying to, Archie, but I'm having a little trouble.
What kind of trouble?
I can't get the ice cube tray out of the refrigerator. It's stuck.
Gee whiz, Jughead, sometimes I think you can't do anything. And other times I'm sure of it.
But the trays are so frozen they won't budge.
Jug, they're always a little hard to get out. You just gotta pull a little, that's all.
I did, but nothing happened.
No, I'll do it myself. Now just watch.
I'm still watching.
I know it, Jug, I know it. These seem to be stuck a little more than usual. I'll just take hold with both hands and really pull. Boy, it didn't move a bit.
Sure didn't. And hurry up, Archie, we'll never get to that dance.
Jughead, I'm trying to, Wait a minute. I got a great idea.
So long, Archie.
Jug, where are you going?
When you start getting great ideas, it's time for me to leave.
Jug, don't be silly. This is the only way to get this tray of ice cubes out.
What's the only way?
Well, I'll take hold of the tray like this, and you take hold of me.
What am I going to do with you?
Jug, you don't understand. You pull me, I'll pull the ice cube tray, and it's bound to come out.
Oh, fine.
Jug, it's the only way to get it out. Now, come on. Put your arms around my waist.
Okay.
Now, when I say pull, pull. Ready?
Ready.
Okay. 1, 2, pull!
We pull.
Boy, I'll say we did. Jug, just look at that. We tipped the refrigerator and everything came out.
Yeah, everything but the ice cubes.
No, boy. Jug, just look at all that stuff. Just look at it.
Messy, isn't it?
It sure is. I don't know what we...
For Pete's sake, what happened this time? It can't... Oh, good grief. What is all that?
The world's biggest omelet.
We were trying to get the ice cubes out, Dad, and we tipped the refrigerator.
Oh, great. Archie, when your mother sees that, she's going to raise the roof. Just look at that mess. Eggs.
And milk.
Ketchup.
And milk.
Cream.
And milk.
Cheese.
And milk.
Jughead, with all that other stuff, why are you worrying about milk?
It's in my shoe.
Oh. All right, I was afraid.
It's what? Yeah. One of those bottles of milk spilled right into my shoe.
She was Jughead, it didn't.
It sure did. And how am I going to go to a dance in wet shoes?
Jug, I don't...
Probably have a million cats follow me all the way there.
Jug,
I feel like Elsie's a cow.
Jug,
And it's all on account of you.
On account of me. Now listen,
Just a
Jughead.
Just a minute. We have enough trouble right now without you two getting into an argument about who ruined whose shoes on account of who. Do you hear?
Yes, Dad.
All right. Now, Archie, Jughead can just wear a pair of your shoes to the dance and leave these here to dry.
Gee, that's a good idea, Dad.
First, you start picking up those bottles and jars, and I'll go get a bucket of water and a mop.
Yeah, a bucket of water and a mop. What for?
For that floor. We've got to clean it up before it gets ruined.
But, Dad, we got to get to that dance.
Archie,
We're late now. The girls are waiting.
Archie!
Yes, Dad.
Archie, tell me something. Who bumped his head and needed the ice?
Me.
Who tilted the refrigerator and dumped everything out?
Me.
And who's going to help me clean up that mess?
Who?
You.
Me?
Yes.
Oh.
Now, just get busy, and I'll go down to the basement and get a bucket. And try not to knock anything else over while I'm gone.
Okay, Dad. Gee whiz, I don't know why everything has to happen to me all at once. Jug, I'll start picking up some of these bottles and stuff, and you go up and get some shoes out of my closet.
I will as soon as I get these wet ones off.
Well, what's taking so long?
The shoelace. It broke while I was dressing, and I tied a knot in it. Now that's what I can't open it.
Oh, great. Jug, you got to get that shoe off.
Yeah, but how?
Give me your foot. I'll get that shoe off without opening the
But
latch.
let go of my foot.
Jug, be quiet. This shoe's coming off.
Yeah, my foot.
Well, I had the bucket of water. Hey, what's going on here?
He's breaking my ankle at the knee.
Archie, let go of his foot.
Dad, I'm just getting his shoe off.
Go of my foot.
Jug, quit hopping around.
Archie, look out for that bucket.
Oh, boy, what was that?
The bucket of water that I just brought up. You stepped right into it.
Oh, boy, look at that. My shoe, my sock, and my pants.
I told you to let go of my foot.
You and your
Archie,
big feet. Now, how am I going to go to that dance?
Archie,
This is my good blue suit, and now look at it.
Archie!
Huh?
Oh, this could go on all night. Look, we'll forget about cleaning up the floor right now. I'll clean it up after you leave.
But how am I going to go to a dance with wet pants?
I'm getting to that if you'll just listen for a minute. We'll iron your pants.
Iron them?
Yes, that'll dry them out in a hurry.
But, Dad, I'm late now, and I don't have time to...
Archie, do you want to go to that dance without pants?
Gee, I don't think so.
All right, then stop complaining and get those pants off. Jug, get the ironing board out of that closet.
Okay, Mr. Andrews.
Now I'll get the iron.
She was a fine thing, a fine thing. 10 minutes ago, I was all set to leave, and now look at me.
Gypsy Rose Lee.
Jug, don't be funny and get that ironing board out.
Here's the iron.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
Now, Archie, do you think you can do as simple a thing as ironing the cuffs of your trousers without my help?
Gee, well, sure, Dad. I can iron a pair of pants.
All right. And maybe I can go sit down and read my newspaper for just 2 minutes. I have never in all my days seen anything like this.
Here's the ironing board, Archie. Gee, Put pretty undershorts.
Jughead, never mind my undershorts and connect that iron so we can get these pants done. No, fine. That would ring at a time like this. Golly. Hello.
Hello, Archie.
Hey.
Hi, y'all, Archie-kin. It's awful nice to hear your voice, Archie. But Archie,
Yes, Veronica?
what on earth is keeping you?
My wet pants.
What?
Look, Veronica, look, it's a long story, but I gotta iron my pants because they got wet when I pulled Jug's shoe off and stepped in the bucket. The bucket my father brought up to mop up the floor, which got dirty when we tilted the refrigerator trying to get some ice from my forehead after I bumped it on the sink looking for the soap I had dropped when I was washing my hands after I put some dressing on my hair which wouldn't stay down when I was all ready to leave. See?
Archie, would you repeat that, please?
Well, sure, Oh, look, Veronica, I'll be over in just about 5 minutes.
Well, all right, Archie, but hurry.
Yeah, I will. Bye now.
Bye.
Oh, boy. Everything happens at once. Jug, how you coming with that iron?
I don't know, Archie. Something's wrong.
Well, what's wrong?
It won't heat up.
Won't heat up. Jughead, let me see that. Gee whiz, it's as cold as ice. Jug, are you sure you have it connected?
Sure, I'm sure.
Well, nothing's happening. Jiggle the plug.
Okay.
Hey, gee whiz, Jug, stop. There's something wrong with that plug. Jug, you'd better leave it alone before you do some damage.
Oh, boy, the lights blew out.
Gee whiz, the lights blew out. Archie, the lights blew out.
Well, I guess the lights blew out.
Jug, be quiet.
It's dark as sin in here. Archie, what on earth did you do to blow out the lights?
She was Dad, not a thing. Jug was just jiggling the plug.
What plug?
The iron plug.
Yeah, and it kept going. Then all of a sudden, and bang! No lights.
I should have known better than to turn my back on you kids for even a minute. Just 1 minute. Look what happens. Just look.
I'm looking, but I can't see anything.
Very funny, Jughead. I'd better get down to the basement, put a fuse in before we kill ourselves in the dark. But you two stay out of trouble now, you hear?
Yes, Dad. Gee whiz, are we going to be late to that dance? What was that?
The front door.
Oh, fine. At a time like this, I hope I can see my way to that.
Archie, come back!
Jug, what's
Archie, where are you?
Well, Jug,
Just ran to somebody help!
Jug, what?
Help!
Jug, I'm right here. What's the matter?
I'm afraid of the dog.
Oh, great. Jughead, you mean to say a guy your size is afraid of the dark?
I can't tell what my size is in the dark.
Oh, fine. All right, Jughead. Then come with me and we'll both answer the door.
Okay.
But haven't I got enough trouble without having to play nursemaid to you?
Listen, Archie, is it my fault the lights blew out?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, we're coming. Who's there?
Archie, is that you?
Oh, it's
Why is it so dark in here?
Well, we
Not
had-
a light on in the house anyplace.
Well, we was
I thought there was nobody home. I came over to find out what's keeping
Well,
you.
Betty, we
Didn't
was
you say you were going to call for me at 8 o'clock?
Well, I was
Do you
about-
know what time it is now?
Well, it's pretty
See, I
cl-
knew you were late.
Yes, but I-
Golly, you aren't staying very much. Is something wrong?
Betty, look. There's lots of things wrong, but we can't explain right now.
Gee whiz, the lights went on.
Gee whiz, that...
Archie, where's your pants?
I do... Oh, golly. Jug, stand in front of me, quick.
Okay. Archie, you were supposed to call for me almost half an hour ago and look at you.
Betty, I just...
Still in your undershorts.
But, Betty, I'm-
Archie, we're never going to get to that dance.
Betty, will you listen to me for just 1 minute?
Of course, Archie.
All right. Now, we've had a little trouble and the lights blew out, but I'll explain later. Now, come on in and I'll finish dressing and we'll... Betty, what are you sniffing about?
I smell smoke.
Yeah, it's pretty smoke.
Uh-huh.
Gee whiz, I do too.
Oh, boy, I'll bet when the fuse blew out, it started a fire in the walls or something. Oh, God.
Yeah, a short circuit.
Golly, I'll bet it did.
I heard of a house burning down like that once.
Oh, boy, Betty, quick. You call the fire department and Jug and I, we'll see if we can put it out.
All
Come
right,
on, Jug.
Archie. Wait, but the whole kitchen's on fire.
Yeah, boy, it sure smells like it.
Well, Archie, how's that? Got the lights all fixed?
Dad, the house is burning down.
Yes. What'd you say?
I said the house is burning down. That short circuit must have done it.
Now, Archie,
Can't you smell the smoke?
Do something, Dad. Do something, Dad.
Archie,
Dad,
will you
please.
listen to me? The house is not burning down.
But, Dad, the room's full of smoke. Something's on fire.
Archie, of course something's on fire, but it's not the house. It's your pants.
Oh, gee, that's good for a minute. My pants.
Oh, boy, the iron is still
Oh,
on.
my best pants.
Jug, quick, throw them in the sink.
Oh, no,
Okay,
not my
Mr. Danny.
please.
Then turn on the water.
But, Dad, no, don't, Jug. Those are my best pants. Please,
Those
don't.
were your best pants,
But
Archie.
my pants, they're ruined.
Now,
Oh.
Archie.
Dad, how am I going to go to that dance with no pants?
Archie,
All I
I-
wanted to do was take Veronica to the dance, and now look, my only good suit's ruined. I can't.
Archie, will you please stop?
The fire department will be here any minute.
Oh, good.
My pants.
Fire department? What fire
The
department?
ones we call to put out Archie's pants.
Jughead, Jug, go answer that.
Okay, Mr. Dan.
Betty,
Oh,
when did
my
you call the
poor
fire?
pants.
Archie, for the last
Is
time,
there
will
a
you...
fire?
Betty, that's what I'm trying to
We
tell
better
you.
call the fire department back.
Veronica, Archie.
Oh, great. Jughead,
Oh, goodness, what's going on?
Veronica, I want to...
Oh, Dad, here comes the fire
Oh, for
department.
heaven's sake.
Look, will you...
Veronica, Archie, Jughead, quiet, There, that's better. Now, listen to me, all of you. This nonsense has gone far enough. Too far, in fact.
Yes, Mr. Andrews.
Yes, Dad.
Uh-huh.
Now, Betty, you go out there and explain to the fire department that we don't need them now. I'll be down to the firehouse first thing tomorrow morning, and I'll explain the whole thing to them.
Oh, yes, Mr. Andrews, I'll tell them.
Now, Archie, I hope you've learned your lesson. If you had just gone to that dance half an hour ago like you were going to, instead of stopping to fool with your hair, you wouldn't have bumped your head or spilled everything out of the icebox or blown out the lights or burned your pants or anything else.
Or spilled milk on my shoe.
Jughead, be quiet. Now, Archie, for Pete's sake, stop crying about your best suit. I will personally take you out next week and buy you a new one.
Well, gee, thanks, Dad, but what am I going to wear to the dance tonight?
And it's so late.
Yeah.
Archie, your sport jacket and slacks are in the hall closet. I'm sure you can put them on in 2 minutes, go to the dance, and be there in plenty of time.
Gee, I guess so.
Mr. Andrews, I explained everything to the firemen and they left.
Good, then everything is straightened out. Oh, now, if you kids will please leave, maybe Mrs. Andrews and I will have this place cleaned up in 5 minutes. And then maybe I can still spend one quiet evening around this house.
Yes, Dad, I just want to run upstairs for a minute.
What for?
Brush my hair. It's standing up and back again.
Oh, no!
Tender beef, juicy pork, come from the West Coast to New York. Swift premium franks, Swift premium franks.
Friends, you really know what you're getting when you ask for Swift's Premium Franks. Made fresh daily in Swift kitchens from coast to coast, so you know they're fresh. Made by Swift, so you know they're top quality. Ask for them today. Swift's Premium Franks in the new handy 1-pound cellophane package. And while you're at your dealers, be sure to ask for Swift's Brookfield sausage, the sausage with the just right seasoning. And don't forget that your dealer has a tempting variety of Swift's Premium table-ready meats. Delicious bologna is being featured this week, and you'll find it to be a surefire hit in lunchbox sandwiches, after-school snacks, and late-evening spreads. And remember, Swift's Premium Bologna is economical because it's all meat. No bones, no waste. Always keep some on hand for quick, easy-to-fix meals. For a meal in a flash that saves plenty of cash, get Swift's Premium table-ready meats. And now, back to the Andrews. It's much later that evening, after Archie and his friends had gotten off to the dance. Mr. and Mrs. Andrews had cleaned up the kitchen floor, put away the iron and ironing board, thrown out Archie's burned pants, and finally Mr. Andrews has gotten to sit down in his favorite armchair before going to bed.
Oh, what a night. What a night. Mary, if I had known we were going to have that much work to do, I'd have made Archie stay home and help. Well, how can he be back already?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Archie, is the dance over so soon?
Well, yes, Dad, but it's the same time all the dances end.
Oh, I didn't realize it was so late. Well, I hope you had a good time at the dance.
Oh, I sure did, Dad. It was swell. I even won a door prize.
A door prize? What did you win?
A comb and brush set and a big bottle of hairdressing.
No, no.
You've been listening to another chapter of the Adventures of Archie Andrews, written by Carl Jampel and based on the copyrighted feature appearing in Archie Comics magazine. Archie was played by Bob Hastings, Jughead by Harlan Stone. Dad Andrews was played by Arthur Cole, Veronica and Betty by Gloria Mann and Rosemary Rice. This program is produced and directed by Kenneth McGregor. Listen next Saturday when Swift & Company, makers of Swift's Premium Franks, brings you more of the merry adventures of Archie Andrews. This is Bob Sherry wishing you all a very pleasant weekend. So long. Swift & Company invites you to stay tuned for Meet the Meeks, which will be heard immediately over most of these stations.
Welcome, William Bendix.
Nobody can act up to par with a nasty cold. I check my cold distress the fast way, with 4-way cold tablets.
Yes, tests of 4 leading cold tablets proved 4-way fastest acting of all. Amazing 4-way starts in minutes to relieve aches, pains, headache, reduce fever, calm upset stomach, also overcomes irregularity.
4-way is the fast way to relieve those cold miseries. Then you feel better quickly.
4-way cold tablets, only 29 and 59 cents.
HOJO Radio, we're your old-time radio headquarters. Stay tuned.
Kid, it's a matter of life or death.
Oh, relax, Archie. Relax.
Yes, here he is again, the youngster millions of readers of Archie Comics magazine know and love so well. Brought to you by Swift & Company, makers of Swift Premium Franks, Archie Andrews and all his gang.
Tender days to the seaport, north from the west coast to New York. Swift Premium Franks, Swift Premium Franks.
For your guarantee of perfection, Swift's Premium Franks now come to you cellophane wrapped in handy 1-pound packages. Made fresh daily in Swift kitchens from coast to coast, Swift's Premium Franks are then wrapped in the new handy sanitary Flavor Saver pack and brought to you at the very peak of their tantalizing flavor with all their natural goodness sealed in. So kids, tell your mom that you want Swift's Premium Franks. And Mom, get some today. They're delicious. And you'll be glad to know that Swift's Premium Franks are economical. There's no waste to them. Every bite is all nourishment. Dinner quality meat. Ask for them today. Swift's Premium Franks in the sanitary 1-pound package. And now for our weekly visit to Riverdale. It's Saturday morning as we look in on the Andrews home. We find Mr. Andrews in the living room reading his newspaper.
And so my little girl came over to me and said, Jerry, and he went to just stumble over you. And she says, Mommy, is that the proper thing to do? Oh, those kids. Yes, dear.
Fred, there's something I want to ask you.
Yes, dear.
Fred, I'd like to have the living room wallpapered.
Yes, dear.
Fred Andrews, are you listening to me?
Oh, yes, dear. Yeah, you said you wanted the living room wallpapered. Mary, what are you talking about?
Wallpapering the living room.
What's wrong with it now?
Well, Fred, there's something so cold and plain about a painted room. I think wallpaper would be so much warmer.
Well, call a paper hanger and get an estimate, dear. Then we'll see.
I already did.
Good. You what?
I already got an estimate. They only want $50 to do the room.
$50? $50? Mary, what are they going to paper the room with? Dollar bills?
Well, Fred, don't be silly. $50 is cheap.
Cheap? Mary, I could wallpaper that room myself for 1/10 of that.
Yourself?
You heard me. Mary, if you want that living room wallpapered, I'll do it myself in an hour.
But, Fred,
No buts about it, Mary. I'm going to do that job, and that settles it.
But I already called the paper hangers. They'll be here in an hour.
Good. You've already called the paper hangers without asking me?
Oh, Fred, I didn't think you'd mind.
Well, it so happens I do mind, dear. So you can just uncall them again.
Oh, dear. All right, if you insist.
I do insist. Do you have the paper picked out?
Yes, it's down at Johnson's Paint and Wallpaper store.
All right, I'll send Archie down for it right now, and I'll do the job this morning. Archie! Archie! Archie!
Calling me, Dad?
Yes, Archie, come down here.
Okay, Dad, be right there.
Now, Mary, as soon as Archie gets to...
Dad.
Oh, hello, son. Archie,
Hi, Mom.
Archie,
Hello, Daddy, isn't it, Dad?
Yes, Archie, but there's something I want to say to you. Do you mind?
See what's that? I don't mind.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Archie!
Okay, Dad, okay.
Okay. Now, I'm going to wallpaper the living room this morning, and...
See what you are?
Yes, Archie, I are.
I am.
Now, I want you to run down to Johnson's paint store and pick up the wallpaper.
Run down to the store, but, Dad, I'm waiting for a phone call from Veronica. She said she called this morning.
Archie, it'll only take you a minute, and if Veronica calls while you're gone, I'll ask her to call back.
Well...
And I'll give you 50 cents to run the errand.
It's a deal.
All right. Now, just ask for the wallpaper Mrs. Andrews ordered.
Okay, Dad, and be sure and tell Veronica to call back.
Yes, Archie, I will. Now, Mary, all we have to do while Archie is gone is move some furniture out of the way, then I'll be all ready to go ahead on the papering by the time Archie gets back here.
All right, dear, if you say so.
I do say so, Mary. This job will be over and done with in 1 hour, and you'll thank me for a wonderful job. You mark my words. There we are, dear. All the furniture in the center of the room. Now, if Archie just got back here with the paper, I'll be all set.
Oh, he'll be back any minute, dear. I think...
Who can that be? Hello?
Hello, Dad. This is Archie.
Oh, hello, son. How are you? It's Archie. Where the dickens are you?
At the paint store.
Well, what are you doing there? You should be home by now.
Well, I happened to mention to Mr. Johnson that you're putting up the wallpaper yourself, and he said, what with?
What with? Oh, good grief. Gee, I'm glad you mentioned that. We'll need some paste, won't we?
Uh-huh. He said you need about a gallon.
Well, all right, Archie. Get a gallon of paste. Tell him to charge you.
Okay. But, Dad,
Yes?
he says you'll need a big brush to put the paste on with.
I suppose I do. Well, all right, get a brush. Charge that, too.
Okay. But, Dad,
Yes?
he says you'll need another kind of brush for smoothing out the paper after it's on the wall.
I suppose I will. All right, Archie, get the other kind of brush.
Okay. But, Dad,
Archie, what else?
well, he also showed me a special kind of knife for trimming the edges.
Oh, me. All right, get the knife.
There's a special ladder to stand on. The only ladder we have is the big one for fixing the roof.
Oh, great. Well, Archie, look, get everything Mr. Johnson says to get and put it on the bill. And hurry up.
Okay, Dad. Be home in 2 minutes. But, Dad,
What now?
has Veronica called?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Goodbye.
Bye. That was Archie, dear. Seemed there are a few little extra things I need to do the job properly.
Yes, I gathered that. But, Fred, really, wouldn't it be cheaper to pay the paper hangers to do it? You're practically spending the whole $50 now.
Now, Mary, let's not start that again. I am going to paper that...
Oh, now who can that be?
I'll get it.
All right.
Oh, good grief, Jughead.
What'd you expect? Truman and Barkley?
No, Jughead. But come in.
Well, hello, Jughead.
Oh, hello, Miss Sanders. Gee whiz. What happened to your living room?
Oh, nothing, Jughead. We've just moved the furniture out of the way because Mr. Andrews is going to wallpaper the room.
Wallpaper? Gee whiz, what for?
Well, because it needs it. Wallpaper makes a room look, warmer and cozier. And besides, the paint is cracked and chipped in several places.
Gee, some paint chipped off in our living room the other day.
Did your father repaint it?
No, he just hung a picture of my Uncle Herman over it.
Oh, fine.
But he wanted to hang my Uncle Herman instead.
Jughead, you don't talk.
Dad, I'm home, I got... Gee, where's Jughead? What'd you expect? Dewey and Warren?
Jughead, switching parties did not improve that joke. Now be quiet. Archie, did you get everything?
I sure did, Dad, and it came to $38.
How much? $38? Now, what did I tell you, Fred? That's almost as much as a paper hanger wanted to do the job.
Now, Mary, just look at all the tools I'll have left over. We're still saving money.
Sure, Mom. I got an awful lot of stuff here. Gallon of paint.
Yes.
2 big brushes.
Yes.
A wallpaper knife.
Yes.
And a ladder.
And a ladder.
Yup, everything you wanted.
Yep, everything you... Archie.
Yes, Dad?
There's one little item you have forgotten.
What's that, Dad?
Wallpaper.
Oh, I got that right here. Wallpaper.
Yes, wallpaper.
Oh, boy, I forgot it. He had it all wrapped up for me on the counter, and I never took...
Archie, look, never mind the details of how you forgot it. Just go back there and get it.
Go back? Oh, but, Dad, I'm waiting for that call.
Archie, it's your own fault that you forgot it, and I can't wallpaper a room without wallpaper.
Gee whiz. Jug, how about you running down there for me?
Not me, I'm tired.
Gee whiz, okay, Dad. I'll go back and get the paper. But I don't know how I got into this anyway.
That boy. He'd forget his name if you didn't call him every 2 minutes. Well, I suppose I can set up all this junk while I'm waiting for Archie to get the paper.
That's a good idea, Fred. I'll be in the kitchen if you want.
All right, dear. Oh, come on, Jughead. And give me a hand with this stuff. We get the bucket of paste open and the brushes unwrapped. Who can that be? Jug, you start opening those things while I answer the phone, huh?
Okay.
Hello?
Oh, hello, Mr. Andrews. This is Veronica.
Oh, hello, Veronica.
Is Archie home?
No, Veronica, he isn't, but he'll be back in a minute. Could he call you back?
Well, I suppose he could, but I want him to come over to see a new dress I just got.
Oh, I see.
And I'll have to go downtown to meet my mother in a little while, but... Oh, I know why.
Yeah?
I'll stop by on my way downtown and show Archie my dress there.
Oh, all right, Veronica. I'll tell Archie that you'll stop by.
All right, Mr. Andrews. Thanks ever so much. Bye now.
Goodbye, Veronica. Thanks ever so much. Bye now.
Mr. Andrews, I want to...
That Veronica.
Mr. Andrews...
That phony southern drawl.
Mr. Andrews,
What Archie sees in her, I'll never know.
Mr. Andrews.
Well, Jughead, what is it?
Well, you know that bucket of paste you asked me to open?
Yes.
You're standing in it.
Jughead, don't you think I know the... What? Standing in it? Oh, no. Jughead, why didn't you tell me?
I was trying to, but you didn't give me...
Oh.
Fred, you're standing in the paste.
Mary, I am aware of that. I didn't see the bucket
for pity's sake. Fred, don't you dare take your foot out of there.
Huh?
You'll get paste all over the floor. Jughead, go out in the kitchen and get a rag for Mr. Andrews' foot.
Okay, Mr.
Mary, I can't stand in this paste all day.
I got the paper in that... Gee whiz, Dad, what are you doing standing in the paste?
Archie, I am not standing in the paste because I wanted to. I didn't see the bucket
Fred, keep your foot in that bucket.
Mary, this paste is cold and it's wet and...
Oh, good. All right, Fred, you can take your foot out now.
Well, thank you. Oh, good grief, look at that. Oh, about half the paste is gone now.
Yeah, it's all in your shoe.
Gee, Mr. Andrews, what big feet you have.
Yes, Jughead, I have big feet. All the better...
Fred?
Oh, all right, dear, all right. Archie, you'll have to go and get some more paste. We'll never have enough now.
More paste, but Dad,
Archie, there's no sense crying over spilled paste. It was an accident that couldn't be helped. Now just go back down to the store and buy some more.
Gee whiz, okay. I'll go get some more paste. But this is the last time I'm going down to that store.
Yes, dear. Now, Fred, clean up your shoe, and hereafter, watch where you're going.
Well, Mary, the way you talk, you'd think I
Fred,
did...
I don't have time to argue now. I'll be in the kitchen if you want.
Oh, great. Well, come on, Jughead. I better get started. Hand me that pair of scissors.
Scissors?
Yes, scissors for cutting the paper.
Oh, okay, here you are.
Thank you. Now, I'll just unroll a long piece of paper right on the floor, like that. Now, hand me the yardstick, and I'll measure off about 9 feet of paper.
Here.
3, 6, 9. All right, now here's where we cut it. Jughead, you hold it flat on the floor while I cut.
Okay.
Nothing to this job. Just be careful. Ooh, I cut it straight. follow this line of roses right across, and I'm almost through. Just one more snip, and there. There we are. Now, Jughead, see how easy it was?
Mr. Andrews?
Yes, Jughead.
Well, you know when you put the paper flat on the floor so you could cut it?
Yes.
You didn't.
Jughead, what are you talking about?
The wallpaper was right on top of that scatter rug.
Well, what difference does that make? Scatter rug? Oh, no. Oh, Jughead. Did I...
Uh-huh. Right in half.
Oh, no.
Fred, how's it going? Fred, what's that you're holding?
Half a rug.
Oh. All right, for a minute there, I thought... Half a rug! Half a whose rug?
Your rug.
Oh, no. Fred, that's my favorite scatter rug.
It's sure scattered now.
Now, Mary,
It's ruined, absolutely
Well, Mary,
ruined. I've had that rug for years.
Mary,
My mother gave it to me when we got married.
Mary,
Oh, look at it.
Divorced.
Jughead, will you keep out of this?
Oh, Fred, how could you do a thing like that?
Mary, look, I'll buy you a new rug, dear, but just stop that crying.
Oh, you'd cry, too, if somebody cut your... A new rug?
Yes, dear, a new rug.
Why, Fred, how sweet. I've been wanting a new rug for that longest time, and I know where I can get a lovely new rug for only $15.
$15? Oh, but Mary,
And maybe I can sew this one together again and put it in the bed.
Yeah, but Mary, Oh, me. What's the use? You can't win. You just can't win. I better just try to get this job over and done with in a hurry. Jughead, hand me that paper. Oh, great. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Andrews. This is Betty.
Oh, hello,
Is Archie home?
No,
Oh, that's a shame. I thought he might want to go swimming.
Well,
It's an awfully nice day for swimming, don't you think?
Yes, but
I bet everybody's out at the lake today.
Betty.
And I just love swimming, don't you?
Betty,
Sorry, Mr. Andrews, you're not saying very much. Something wrong?
Betty, look, I will say something if you'll just give me half a chance. Archie is not home, and I am not interested in swimming or anything else because I'm trying to wallpaper the living room.
Oh, you are?
Yes,
Golly, I helped my father wallpaper the kitchen last year. Isn't it fun?
Betty,
I'll come over and help.
Well,
Oh, thanks, Mr. Andrews. I'll be right over.
No, Betty, wait. Betty, hello. Oh, great. Oh, that Betty. Sometimes she can be... Jughead, what are you doing?
Wallpapering.
Wallpapering? Jughead, did you get those two strips of paper cut and pasted on the wall while I was on the phone?
Yep.
Why, Jughead, that's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Something wrong, Mr. Andrews?
Jughead.
Yeah.
Don't those roses look just a little droopy to you?
Droopy?
Yes, droopy.
Well, they are sort of hanging down, aren't they?
Yes, Juggo, they sort of are.
Well, maybe when the paper dries, the roses will straighten up.
Jughead, they will not straighten up. The reason they look droopy is because you hung that paper upside down.
Now, how could that have happened?
Oh, Jughead, I don't...
Dad, I got the paint.
Oh, good. Now, Archie, all you have to do is go back to the store and get some more wallpaper.
Oh, that's all What?
That's right, Archie. Because your friend, who was most aptly named Jughead, just hung two strips of wallpaper upside down. We now do not have enough paper to finish the room, and you'd better go and get some more.
But, Dad, I'm still waiting for that phone call from Veronica.
Archie, Veronica called and said she'd stop by here in a little while to show you a new dress or something.
She will?
Yes, she will. Now, if you'll just take one more trip to the store, I'll give you $1 instead of 50 cents.
It's a deal. But if Veronica gets here, be sure and tell her to wait.
Yes, Archie, I will. Now maybe I can get on with this job. Jughead, hand me that... Oh, never great. Never mind, Jughead.
Hello, Mr. Andrews. Here I am.
Yes, I see that. But why?
Well, you asked me to help. Don't you remember?
I asked you to... Oh, fine. Betty, look there. I didn't ask you to help, but now that you're here, maybe I can use your help. I've been getting no place fast, so maybe if you and Jughead and I form a sort of assembly line, we can get something done.
Oh, sure.
Sure?
I'm not so sure, but... Anyway, Jug, you cut the paper, and Betty, you put the paste on it, and I'll answer the door as usual.
Hello, Mr. Andrews.
Oh, hello, Mr. Sherry.
Well, what's going on here?
Oh, I'm wallpapering the living room, Mr. Sherry, but I'm having a little trouble.
Trouble? Now, why should you have any trouble? I wallpapered my living room a few months ago, and I didn't have a bit of trouble.
You didn't? Mr. Sherry, how did you do it?
Well, first thing I did was to get out all the equipment, the brushes and scissors and knives.
Yeah?
And then when everything was all set, I went down to the grocery store.
Oh, the grocery store?
Uh-huh. To get the new handy 1-pound package of Swift's Premium Franks, wrapped in cellophane for your convenience and protection.
Mr. Sherry, did you paper your living room with Franks?
Of course not, Mr. Andrews. I used wallpaper. But the reason I went to get the Franks is that when you're doing a difficult job like that, you need a good, substantial lunch. And there's no finer lunch than those plump, delicious Swift's Premium Franks, made of all dinner-quality meat. Swift quality meat.
Uh-huh.
So I made sure the grocer gave me Swift's Premium Franks in the new sanitary Flavor Saver pack that seals in all the natural goodness.
Uh-huh.
I even explained to him that one reason I insist on Swift's Premium Franks is that they're made close to where they're sold, made fresh daily in Swift kitchens from coast to coast, so you know they're always fresh, whenever or wherever you buy them.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And then when I got home, I had a wonderful lunch of that delicious pork and tender beef, skillfully blended into each wonderful Swift's Premium Frank.
Yes, Mr. Sherry, but what about the wallpapering?
Oh, that. Well, while I was out shopping, my wife finished the whole room, and there wasn't a thing for me to do.
Oh, fine. No wonder you didn't have any trouble.
But I still think I know how it's supposed to be done, Mr. Andrews. Can I be of any help?
No, thanks a lot, Mr. Sherry, but with Jughead and Betty here, I have all the help I need.
Oh, well, then I'll run along, Mr. Andrews. I hope it turns out all right.
Thanks, Mr. Sherry. I'm hoping, too.
Bye now.
Goodbye. Well, maybe Mr. Sherry's wife can wallpaper a room that quickly, but if I don't get busy, I'll never... Jughead, what's this?
What's what?
What, that wall. You and Betty got it all papered.
Uh-huh. While you and Mr. Sherry were talking, we got busy and finished one whole wall.
Why, Betty, that's wonderful. That's terrific. That's funny.
What's funny?
Well, that wall.
What about it?
Well, I could swear there used to be a window in it.
A window? A window?
Yes, a window. You kids papered right over a window.
Gee whiz, I didn't paper over any window. I think.
Neither did I think.
Somebody did. There was a window right about there.
I got the paper. Well, gee whiz, you got that whole wall done already?
Yes, Archie, the whole wall.
Gee, that's terrific. But you know something, Dad? Wallpaper makes this room look darker somehow.
Archie.
Yes, Dad?
The room looks darker because Betty and Jughead papered right over the window.
Over a window? Gee whiz, how'd they do that?
I haven't the faintest idea.
Well, it's nothing to worry about, Dad. Just cut the paper off where it covers the window and everything will be all right.
Yes, Archie, but where does it cover the window?
Oh, that's easy, Dad. Just thump around on the wall. You'll find it. Yes. You found it. Gee, with that, I'm sorry. I was just thump.
You broke the window? Broke the window? Fred, what for?
Well, I thought it was a good idea. What? But Mary, it was an accident, of course. The kids papered over it, and Archie was thumping the wall to see where it is,
They thumped right through it. Oh, dear.
Oh, now, Mary, please. Just go call a glazier to come over and fix that window as soon as you can, and I'll go outside and pick up the pieces.
All right, dear. But I have never heard of anyone breaking a window while wallpapering.
And neither have I, dear. But, Betty, you get a broom and a dustpan, please, and bring it outside so we can sweep up the glass.
Oh, okay, Mr. Andrews.
But, Archie...
Yes, Dad?
Please, don't go thumping anything else while I'm gone.
Okay, Dad. Gee whiz, you'd think I did that on purpose, the way my father... Gee whiz, now who can that be? Yes?
Hello, Archie. Hi, y'all, Archiekins. It's awful nice to see you all, Archie. Dear. How are you?
Veronica. It's nice to see you, too. But come on in.
All right, Archie, but I can't stay very long. Oh, hello, Jughead.
Hi, Veronica.
My goodness. What are you all doing here?
Wallpapering the room, Veronica. But never mind about that. Is that a new dress?
Uh-huh. Do you like it, Archie?
Like it? Boy, I'll say I do. It's so... I mean, it makes you look so... That is, it's got such... Well, I mean, it's kind of... Boy, I'll say I do.
Oh, Archie, how sweet. You're sure you're not just saying that just to make me feel good?
Oh, no, Veronica. I really think it's a wonderful dress.
Oh, thank you, Archie. But, Archie, dear, I have to run along now.
Oh, do you do, Veronica? Veronica, look out for that roll of paper. You'll fall. Oh, I got you, Veronica. Oh, boy, he almost tripped.
Oh, Archie. My hero.
Hey, do you really...
Archie, your father said... Well... Isn't that a lovely picture?
Uh-huh. I always take a lovely... Oh, Betty!
Oh, for goodness sake, Betty. I'm sorry if I interrupted anything private.
Oh, no, Betty. Veronica almost
I
fell.
don't like the way you said that, Miss Cooper. Oh, you didn't. Well, that's just too bad.
Betty,
I see no reason for you to act like a little cat.
Veronica...
Cat? Who's a cat?
Betty.
You are.
Veronica, please.
Oh, is that so? Veronica Lodge, for 2 cents I'd give you a paste in the mouth. And I do mean paste.
Betty, put down that paste brush.
Just you try it.
Veronica, put down that paste brush.
Oh, boy. All right, I will try it. There. Ow! You hit me.
Betty, I wish...
Well, I'll show you how paste feels.
Veronica, don't.
Oh, you hit me.
Oh, boy, what a fight. Betty, I wish...
Well, I got the glass off. Hey, what's going on here?
Just a little war.
Jughead,
Betty,
just
put that brush down.
Veronica, who hit me? There, that's better. Now, listen to me, all of you. This nonsense has gone far enough. Too far, in fact.
Yeah, no more paste.
Jughead, be quiet. Now, I am really surprised at you two girls fighting like two alley cats. Aren't you ashamed of yourselves?
Yes, Mr. Andrews. Yes, Mr. Andrews.
All right. Now, I want both of you to apologize and shake hands.
But just look at what she did to my new dress. It's ruined. And my new hairdo is ruined.
Now, girls, don't start fighting again. Veronica, I'll buy you a new dress.
You will?
I will. And Betty, I'll pay for a new permanent for you.
Oh, golly, thanks, Mr. Andrews.
Now, does that settle everything?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
All right. Now, for Pete's sake, let's quit all this nonsense and get this wallpaper finished. There's no need to take all day for such a simple job.
Dad,
I want it finished right now.
Dad,
Well, what is it, Archie?
It is all finished.
That has nothing to do with... Finished?
Uh-huh. While you were out picking up the broken glass, Jughead got it all done.
Well, now how do you like that? That's wonderful. Jughead, thank you very much.
Oh, that's okay.
Despite all our trouble, we got the job finished in hardly any time at all. Of course, it didn't turn out as cheap as I thought it would.
How much did it cost, Dad?
Well, now, let's see. $38 at the store the first time. Then the extra paste about $4, and the extra paper $1, and you get $1, and the window will be about $3, and the rug is $15, and Veronica's dress about $25, and a permanent for Betty about $5. What does that come to?
A lot. $92.
Oh, well, that's only $42 more than the paper hanger wanted. But what's the difference? The main thing is the room is finished, and your mother will be happy, you know, and...
Why, Fred, you're all through.
Yes, dear, thanks to the kids. Well, how do you like it?
Oh, Fred, I don't. What? It's much too fancy. I think paint would be much neater and simpler.
Oh, no!
Tender days, juicy pork, known from the West Coast to New York. Swift Premium Franks, Swift Premium Franks.
Friends, you really know what you're getting when you ask for Swift's Premium Franks.
Made fresh daily in Swift kitchens from coast to coast, so you know they're fresh. Made by Swift, so you know they're top quality. Ask for them today. Swift's Premium Franks in the new handy 1-pound cellophane package. And while you're at your dealers, be sure to ask for Swift's Brookfield sausage. Perfect for breakfast, ideal for a quick, easy-to-fix dinner. Swift's Brookfield sausage is just right. Yes, just right. Not too mild, not too spicy, but seasoned to just right perfection. Ask for Swift's Brookfield sausage, the sausage with the just right seasoning. And don't forget that your dealer has a tempting variety of Swift's Premium table-ready meats. Delicious Swift's Premium Macaroni and Cheese Loaf is being featured this week. It's ready to eat, ready to enjoy. You'll find Swift's Premium Macaroni and Cheese Loaf especially handy for holiday buffet spreads or for snacks and luncheons anytime. You've been listening to another chapter of The Adventures of Archie Andrews, written by Carl Jampel and based on the copyrighted feature appearing in Archie Comics magazine. Archie was played by Bob Hastings, Jughead by Harlan Stone. Mom and Dad Andrews are played by Alice Yorman and Arthur Cole. Veronica and Betty by Gloria Mann and Rosemary Rice. This program is produced and directed by Kenneth McGregor. Listen next Saturday when Swift & Company, makers of Swift Premium Franks, brings you more of the merry adventures of Archie Andrews. This is Bob Cherry wishing you all a very pleasant weekend. So long. Swift & Company invites you to stay tuned for Meet the Meats, which will be heard immediately over most of these stations.
Every Chevrolet showroom across America. More and more people are looking at the car that's just out and just wonderful. The 1957 Chevrolet. Some are looking at Chevrolet's daring new front-end styling, the bold new grille, big, beautiful sloping hood. Some are looking at Chevy's handsome new rear end with high-fashion fenders and fresh new design. Everyone's enthused about the new color-fashioned interiors and the sleek command post instrument panel. And the biggest news of all, Chevrolet's fuel injection, the greatest engine advance.
Our next broadcast was a family sitcom launched on CBS in 1944. It starred a real-life family, the Nelsons, who consisted of Ozzie and his wife Harriet and their kids, David and Eric. We present to you Ozzie and Harriet, next on HOJO Radio.
The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, presenting America's favorite young couple, Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard. And now let's see what's going on in the Nelson family.
What are you writing, dear?
Just a letter.
Is it a secret?
No, it's no secret. It's just a letter.
Oh, that's different. Anyone I know?
No, dear. Would you mind not speaking to me for just a couple of minutes? I'm trying to concentrate here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you looking for something, dear?
Yes. Have you seen the dictionary?
What word do you want to know how to spell?
Well, I know how to spell it. I just want to make sure I'm right. Where is that dictionary?
Well, what's the word?
I don't know whether you've even heard of it. It's demagogue.
Oh, demagogue?
Yes.
D-E-M-A-G-O-G-U-E.
Harriet, let's not guess, shall we? Oh, good. Let's see. A, B, C, D. Oh, yeah. Delve, to magnetize. A demagogue. D-E-M-A-G-O-G-U-E.
What'd that tell you?
Harriet, please, I knew how to spell the word. I had it written down, as a matter of fact. Just wanted to double check.
What are you looking for now?
Have you seen my eraser?
That's what happened 2 nights ago. And that brings us right up to date. Now, let's see. Where were we? Oh, yes. They're at breakfast, and Harriet says...
Ozzie, I wish you'd put down that paper and drink your coffee.
Just a minute, dear. I just wanted... Oh. Say, Harriet.
Yes, dear?
Listen to this. I just happened to stumble across it here in letters to the editor. Would you care to hear it?
Your coffee's getting cold.
Dear sir, recent surveys show that an alarming number of voters are shirking their duties by failing to register for the coming elections. This is indeed...
Good morning, Mother. Good morning, dear.
Good morning, Ricky. Sit down, will you, Ricky? There's something here I want to read to your mother. Dear sirs, recent surveys... Ricky, do you have to crunch on that toast this very minute? Trying to read something to your mother. Dear sirs, recent surveys show that an alarming number of voters are shirking their duties by failing to register for the...
Good morning, dear. David, I beat you down to breakfast this morning. No wonder you didn't comb your hair.
Good morning, David. Sit down, would you please? Where was that? Oh, yes. This is a tragic commentary on the... David, please! Your mother is very anxious to hear a certain article I'm trying to read to her. This is a tragic commentary on the decline of civic responsibility.
David didn't wash his face, Snippy.
These citizens who fail to register are guilty of negligence and indifference to public duty.
You know, boys, I think we could get along better if there wasn't quite so much tattling on
Harriet,
each other.
do you or do you not want to hear this?
Well, of course I do, dear. Go ahead, I'm listening.
It's impossible for you to talk to the boys and hear what I'm reading at the same time.
Those citizens who fail to register are guilty of moral negligence and indifference to public duty.
Our most precious right must be exercised. We must protect our traditional principles.
The principal at my school is Miss Colbert.
That's fine, Ricky.
She's very nice, too.
I'll be through in just a moment. Otherwise, we abandon true democracy for the rule of selfish demagogues.
Demagogues?
Yes, demagogues. Responsible citizens, register and vote in the coming election. What do you think of it?
Well, I think it's positively brilliant.
Guess who wrote it?
Let me see. George Bernard Shaw?
No.
Secretary of State Burns?
No.
Ozzie Nelson?
Absolutely correct. There it is. See? Ozzie Nelson. See, there it is, boys. Your father's name? Paper?
Can we eat our toast now?
Is that all the impression it makes when I get my name in the paper?
Is that good? You know that Cocker Spaniel with Will Thornberry? He had his picture in the paper last month.
Yes, but did he write it all?
Ozzie, dear, we're very proud of you. It's an excellent letter.
Thank you, dear. You know something, Harriet? Writing to your newspaper can be a valuable public service, especially when a man has the ability to express himself with clarity and force.
That's true, dear. Some more toast?
Oh, yes, thank you. Goodness knows there are plenty of issues that are confusing the public right now.
I think I'll get some scissors and cut that article out before I forget.
Oh, what for, Harriet?
Well, I want to save it to show to people.
Harriet, it's not worth talking about even. What is it? I just happened to write an ordinary letter reminding the people to get out and register and vote. That's all.
What was that? Did you hear something hit against the front door then?
Oh, yes, I think it was just the morning paper.
But we already got our paper.
Oh, I kind of figured that my letter might be in the paper today, so I asked the boy to ride back and get a few extras for it.
But I only heard one hit against...
Oh. I thought you might want to send a copy to your mother and my mother and... Maybe I better get the papers.
I can stay away from that door. You'll be killed. Ozzie, I think somebody's at the front door.
I'm answering it now, dear. Oh, good morning.
Good morning indeed, sir. Have I the privilege of addressing Mr. Ozzie Nelson?
That's right.
It is a privilege to meet you, sir. My name is Pennyfeather. Pennymore Pennyfeather. Here's my card.
Well, thank you. Oh, I see you're chairman of the Citizens Political Pressure Committee.
I have that privilege, Mr. Nelson. I had the privilege of reading your letter in this morning's paper, and I want to tell you, sir, I consider it a privilege to meet you in person.
Well, thank you.
May I have the privilege of coming in?
It's a privilege. Please do, yes.
First of all, Mr. Nelson, a word about our organization. We are just average citizens. The man in the street, the woman in the house, the group in the Gallup poll marked doesn't know.
Oh.
For a long time, we've been called the vote that's gotten out. And frankly, Mr. Nelson, we are just fed up with being wielded.
Yes, but politically speaking, what's your direction?
In these times, who knows? We just put pressure on everybody. But first of all, sir, allow me to congratulate you on the letter you sent to the paper.
Oh, it was nothing.
Your inspiration.
Have a seat.
Clear, concise thinking. Magnificently presented.
Take the one with the cushion.
Thank you. Very comfortable indeed, sir. Mr. Nelson, I might as well get right down to business. At our committee meeting this afternoon, your letter to the editor was read, and it was suggested that I pay you a visit and get to know you a little better.
Well, I don't quite understand.
Clumsy of me, of course, you're wondering. Mr. Nelson, the Citizens Committee is most particular about the character of any candidate whom it sponsors.
Candidate?
Your letter to the newspaper indicated that you are a man with a deep sense of civic responsibility. You, Mr. Nelson, are the kind of man the committee likes to present to the taxpayers.
But Mr. Pennyweight...
Pennyfeather.
I mean Mr. Pennyfeather. Do you mean what I think you do?
We are considering you, sir, for the office of Public Protective Executive Custodian under our banner.
Public Executive Protective Custodian?
Public Protective Executive Custodian.
Well, this is a great honor. I don't know what to say.
Your name was only suggested, you understand.
Yes.
I was appointed to see you and decide if you were, well, sort of look you over, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
Thank you.
I didn't have time to shave this morning, but I
That's
usually...
perfectly all right.
Yes.
Mr. Nelson.
Yes?
I know, of course, that from your letter you are aware of the tremendous responsibilities that any man in public office has.
Of course.
Therefore, you will not mind if I ask you a few questions.
Not at all, sir.
Do you hold public office now?
No.
No. Have you ever been convicted of a felony?
No.
You seem to be just the type we're looking for.
Golly, I don't know. Do you mind if I call my wife?
Not at all. I'd like to meet her.
Hey, Harriet! Harriet!
People are always curious about the relationship between a candidate and his wife.
Hey, Harriet, dear. Harriet, this is Mr. Featherweight.
It's Pennyfeather.
Feather.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Mrs. Nelson, we have asked your husband to be a candidate for public office.
Really?
Yes, for Public Executive Protective Custodian.
Public Protective Executive
Executive.
Well, that sounds wonderful.
Well, now, just a moment, Harriet. You must realize what an important step this is. Our quiet, peaceful home life here will all be changed. We'll live in the public eye, subject always to criticism. Few thanks, long hours.
I always thought a politician's hours were short.
Not just before election.
Think it over, Harriet. It's a big step. You know the old saying, politics make strange bed feathers, hey, Mr. Pennyfellow? Well, what do you say, dear?
It's Pennyfeather.
Oh, why, certainly, Ozzy. I think it's a great honor.
Oh. Harriet, take me by the hand, dear. We accept the nomination, Mr. Pennypincher.
Pennyfeather. And the Citizens Committee is proud to endorse a man of your caliber.
I shall do my best to deserve your confidence.
With that attitude, you cannot fail.
I am inexperienced, but I promise you sincerity and honest effort.
That's the kind of man we need in office.
And
Take it easy, fellas. You're both on the same side.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Public Executive Protective Custodian. Or is it Protective Executive? Oh, well. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Pennyfeather.
It's Pennyfeather. Oh, yes.
Goodbye. And if elected, I promise I shall do my utmost to discharge efficiently and honestly the duties of the office to which you have entrusted me. Harriet, I'm not through yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, dear.
I pledge myself to the service of the people. I pledge every bone and muscle in my body, every hair on my head, every drop of blood in my veins.
Ozzy, isn't that a little bit strong?
Well, you got to impress him with your sincerity.
Well, I know, dear, but do you have to bleed on him?
Well, maybe just the bone, muscle, and hair would be enough. And may I add...
Go ahead, dear. I want to find out about lunch.
It is every citizen's duty to register
Gloria!
and vote for the candidate of his choice.
Gloria!
You saw me, Mrs. Nelson.
And keep out the irresponsible charlatan and worthless demagogue.
I didn't ask to come in. Somebody called me.
No, Gloria. Mr. Nelson's just making a speech. I called you to ask you about lunch.
Gloria, you may be interested to know that I'm running for the office of Public Executive Protective Custodian.
Oh, that's wonderful, Mr. Nelson. Will vegetable stew be all right for lunch?
Yes, it sounds wonderful.
By the way, somebody just delivered this big book for you, Mr. Nelson.
Oh, yes, thank you. That's the book Mr. Pennyfeather promised to send me about the city ordinances and organizations. By the way, Gloria, I want to see what you think of the end of my speech. And I also promise that if elected, I will leave no stone unturned. I will use all my energy, my time, all my waking hours, if necessary, to make this office a model of efficiency and good government.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sure you'll be elected.
Well, thanks a lot, Gloria, but it isn't such a cinch.
Oh, I'm positive you'll win.
You can't be sure. Some people think my opponent will win.
Oh, you've got an opponent. That's a little different, but I'll vote for you, Mr. Nelson.
Well, thanks very much, Gloria, but I don't want you to vote for me unless you think I'm the best man for the job. See, you have to realize it's the duty of a citizen not only to register and vote, but also to keep informed, to know all about the candidates and the duties of their office, and then decide which candidate is capable.
Now, I guess you're right. I should know more about it. Mr. Nelson, is your opponent capable?
Well, I don't know.
Who is your opponent?
Well, he's, say, come to think of it, I didn't ask.
Well, what are the duties of your office?
Well, I'm not sure.
See, I wish I was a candidate instead of a voter. Then I wouldn't have to know anything either. Well, I'll think it over while I get lunch ready.
Say, by the way, Ozzy, what are you running for? I mean, what are the duties of this executive, protective,
Say,
whatever
frankly, I was just wondering the same thing myself. It's probably right in this book, Gloria, again. Let me see. Public offices. From the sound of it, I'd say it had something to do with the treasurer's office, wouldn't you? Well, it's not in that section. Oh, it wouldn't be a minor office like that anyway. And look it up here close to the mayor. Here it is. Public Protective Executive Custodian. His duties shall consist of... Is lunch ready yet, dear?
Well, what office is it, Ozzy?
Office?
Yes, that's what you just looked up, isn't it? What are the duties of the
Harriet,
office?
the particular duties of the office aren't important. After
I
all...
know, dear, but what are the duties?
Well, it doesn't matter much what a man does. It's the fact he's in public service, that he's doing his best for the people.
Ozzy, what are you running for?
Dog catcher.
Dog catcher?
Well, head dog catcher.
Well, come on, Ozzy. Let's eat lunch. Are you still going to pass out cigars, dear?
Well, of course. Why not?
Well, wouldn't dog biscuits be more appropriate?
Harriet, that's a very cheap joke.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of like it.
The office of head dog catcher is a very honorable and historic office. It was established in 1874 by an act of the city council and has always been filled by honest and upright citizens.
That's interesting.
Besides, I can't get out of it.
Well, I don't see why you should want to, dear. After all, it is a public office, and it may be only the beginning for you. If you do a good job, maybe you can run for something else next year.
Hey, that's right. That's the way to look at this job, as a stepping stone. Who knows where it could lead? Perhaps even to Washington someday.
Sure. From Doghouse to White House.
Well, hello, boys.
Hi, Pop. Hi, Pop.
What happened, fellas? Something go wrong in school?
Tell him, David. Might as well tell you, Pop. Ever since you started to run for dog catcher, all the kids we know with dogs won't speak to us.
Oh, so that's it.
Not only that, Will Thornberry's Cocker Spaniel won't speak to us either. I'm sorry, Pop, but, well, none of the kids seem to like dog catchers.
Now, just a moment, boys. I think you've got this a little confused. You see, I won't be the man who goes out with the net and catches the dogs.
You won't?
No, I'll just be the man who sends the man out with the net to catch the dogs.
Oh.
That's not much better, is it?
Pop, please don't be a dog catcher.
Gosh, fellas, I never realized you felt this way about it.
We wanted to get a dog of our own.
Well, you can have a dog. I'll buy you a swell dog. Do you think just because I'm dog catcher I'd object to having a dog in the house?
No, but how's the dog gonna feel?
No. Fellas, you've got to listen to me. You've got to see my side of it. I like dogs just as much as you do. And I promise you I'll be very careful.
Hello, Mr. Nelson.
Oh, hello, Emmy Lou.
Mr. Nelson, I ran over as soon as I saw you come out of the house. I heard the news, and I want to tell you that I'm very proud of you.
Oh, thank you, Emmy Lou.
What an honor it is for me to live next door to you.
Oh, you're exaggerating.
Oh, no, I'm not. I can't help thinking how proud I'll be someday when a mad dog gets loose on Main Street and people's lives are in danger until you come along, dash in, and capture him with your bare hands.
I think they provide gloves for that.
I can see you now, standing there facing the mad beast. Slowly you hold out the can of Red Heart. He crouches. Your muscles flex. You're ready to throw the net over him. He grows tense. Suddenly he springs at you. You throw the net. It misses. The crowd scatters. But do you run?
Well, of course I...
No, Mr. Nelson, you don't. The mad dog's got you by the sleeve. Now his teeth are tearing the flesh off your arm. Your assistants run up and throw ropes and nets around him. He's captured, and you're a hero. Won't that be wonderful for the neighborhood?
You know, Emmy, you and the boys are giving me an entirely new picture of this situation. In fact, the whole thing gets less appealing by the minute.
Well, do you mean you'd rather not have the job, Mr. Nelson?
Well, for one thing, David and Ricky and even Harriet will probably disinherit me if I'm elected. You see, it seems nobody has much sympathy for dog catchers. We're an oppressed minority.
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, maybe you'll be lucky and lose the election.
No, not with my luck. They've already arranged for me to go out and make speeches and get votes.
Well, maybe the people won't like your speeches and won't vote for you.
Yay. Hey, that's an idea, Emmy Lou. Maybe I can campaign to lose votes.
Well, sure you could.
If I could succeed in making bad enough speeches, I may lose the election.
Oh, I've got faith in you, Mr. Nelson. You'll be able to do it. It'll be easy for you.
Maybe you're right, Emmy Lou. Wait, I'll see you later. I'm going to go prepare a few bad speeches.
Oh, Mr. Nelson, you're wonderful. The sacrifice you're making for your family,
Oh,
giving up what may be a brilliant political career. Just think you might be elected dog catcher, then alderman, then mayor, governor. And then who can tell, you might run for president and have your picture taken with Frank Sinatra.
And so a strange phenomenon takes place. The Rogers Road political machine grinds to a stop. And slowly goes into reverse. Gradually gathers speed. And more speed. Every cog turning smoothly. Every nut performing his function, turning out speeches. What would I do about loose dogs if I were elected? I'd do the same thing the present incumbent would do about loose dogs if I were the present incumbent and he were elected. That's what I'd do about loose dogs if I were elected. Turning out radio programs.
Wake up, America. Time to stump the precincts. Tonight, our guest expert is candidate for dog catcher, Ozzie Nelson. Mr. Nelson, I would like to ask you a question. Who will you vote for as dog catcher?
For my opponent, J. O'Mahony. He is experienced, he is independent. O'Mahony wears no dog's collar.
More speeches.
And so, members of the Ladies' Aid, remember, a vote for me is a vote for inefficiency and corruption. And in closing, Legionnaires, let me remind you again, elect me dog catcher, and in 6 months the dogs will be running this town. So I say to you, daughters of Carrie Gibson, go to the polls tomorrow and vote for my opponent, J. O'Mahony.
Corny political jokes.
It has been stated by some irresponsible scandalmongers that my opponent, J. O'Mahony, was once seen pushing a dog off his lap.
This is an unmitigated, scandalous untruth. That was no dog. That was his wife.
Grinding out dreams of handbills and billboards.
Ozzie Nelson, an able candidate, supports the platform of J. O'Mahony. Honesty, integrity, courage, airmail now 5 cents.
Settling campaign strategy.
Why should I shake your hand? I don't want your vote. Cigars? No, thanks. I never use them. I'm calling upon you for one thing. Get out and vote. But remember, if I'm elected, this town will go to the dogs.
Right up to election day and election night, when Harriet says to Ozzie,
It's 7 o'clock, dear. Why don't you see if some of the returns are coming in?
And when the smoke of battle drifts away, the town will find in its midst one of the brightest political stars in the history of this city, the cleverest vote-getter of all time. In a very unorthodox, completely nutty campaign, this candidate on the ticket of the Citizens Committee...
Citizens Committee?
...swept all opposition before him by the novel method of pretending that he didn't want the job. I guess that it proves that nothing captures the heart of the American public like a good sense of humor.
Oh.
So let's all congratulate our new dog catcher. Congratulations wherever you are, Mr. Ozzie Nelson, and may you...
If that isn't the most amazing thing.
Oh, it's terrible.
In a way, it's hilariously funny, I suppose, after you tried so hard to get defeated.
What am I going to tell my children?
That must be the committee to put the crown on your head.
Oh, well, Mr. Pennyfeather, come in.
Mr. Nelson, I hope you're thoroughly ashamed of yourself.
What do you mean?
To think that you, of all people, would do a thing like that.
But
and after that wonderful letter you wrote to the paper. Do you remember what you said in that letter?
Well, of course. What's that got to do with the election?
What's that got to do with the election? Haven't you heard?
That I won, certainly.
You won, yes. But you've also been disqualified.
Disqualified? I can't take office?
No, and all on a technicality, too. Mr. Nelson, you forgot to register.
That's impossible. If you forgot to register, how did you vote?
Holy smokes, I forgot that, too. Oh!
You've been listening to the adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. This is the Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.
Thank you, Dean. Ladies and gentlemen, here is something you should know if you ever suffer from the sudden pain of headaches, neuritis, or neuralgia. It's a way to ease the pain, often within a few minutes. A way that is incredibly fast and effective. It's Anacin. Anacin is like a doctor's prescription. That is, Anacin contains not just one, but a combination of medically proven active ingredients in easy-to-take tablet form. Thousands of people were first introduced to Anacin through their own physicians or dentists. But today these tablets are in such widespread use that all drug counters have them, and anyone may enjoy their benefits. Next time you suffer from the pains of a headache, neuritis, or neuralgia, by all means try Anacin. You'll like the convenience of Anacin tablets, and you'll be delighted with Anacin's incredibly fast action. Anacin. Anacin. Ask for Anacin by name today at your druggist.
Keep it tuned right here to HOJO Radio for more classic old-time radio.
The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, presenting America's favorite young couple, Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard. And now let's see what's going on in the Nelson family.
All right, boys, everybody up. David, Ricky, Ozzie.
It's no wonder mothers get weary. After getting them up, getting them dressed, getting them fed, Harriet gets her little family started on the daily routine.
Hurry up, gang. It's time you were leaving.
Okay, Mom. Here I go.
That was 10-year-old David sliding down the banisters.
Ricky, I'll bet you can't do that. Yes, I can.
Followed by 6-year-old Ricky.
I bet Pop can.
Oh, no? Well, Harriet?
By golly, she did it. The side saddle, too.
Y'all ready for school, fellas?
Yes, Mother.
You have your homework, David, and your milk money?
Yes, ma'am. I'm all ready, too, Mother.
Let's see. Well, surprise, surprise, your face is clean.
I tried soap this morning.
Picked a fine time to start now that's getting scarce.
Oh, but see how nice he looks, Daddy. Hair combed and everything.
I even washed my ears.
You sure? Let's see. Yeah. He left the soap in them to prove it.
Mother's very proud of you, Ricky. You're getting to be a fine big fella.
You guys better get started for school, hadn't you?
Okay, Pop. Come on, my fine big fellow. Bye, Mom. So long, Pop.
So long, boys.
Fellas. Well, there they go.
Mm-hmm. Say, Harriet.
Yes?
Don't you think maybe we were praising Ricky a little too much about his appearance?
What makes you say that, dear?
Well, it just occurred to me we made such a fuss over him we might have hurt David's feelings.
Oh, I don't think so. Although I'll grant you it is something we should be careful about.
And David's such a good little guy, I'd hate to have him feel neglected.
Oh, now, Ozzy, I'm sure it wasn't as bad as all that.
Well, nevertheless, a 10-year-old boy can be pretty sensitive, you know. Well, I think I'll be home a little early today, dear.
Oh, that's good. You better take your coat. It's pretty chilly.
I will.
And Ozzy.
Yeah?
In case you're sensitive, you look very nice, too.
Oh, thank you.
Hiya.
Oh, hello, Thorny. Home a little early today, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I thought as long as it's so nice out, I'd clean up this lawn a little. Rake up some of these leaves.
Well, I won't get too mad if you make a little mistake and clean up my side of the lawn, too.
Oh, I can't. That's where I'm throwing all the rubbish. Say, you know, that little Ricky of yours is all right.
What do you mean?
Don't tell me he hasn't told you. Julie came home yesterday all excited about it.
Well, what happened?
Well, you know, they had one of those creative aptitude tests at the school yesterday.
Yeah?
Ricky drew a bridge for his project and won a silver star for third prize in his class.
How about that? He never even told us about it.
Pretty smart kid, that Ricky.
You know, he really is, Thorny. Yeah, of course, I know every parent thinks his children are smart, but did I ever tell you what Ricky once said to the milkman? The milkman...
Yes, you did.
Oh. Well, there's another story about... Oh, he's about 4 years old, I think, and he saw David leaving for school...
You told me that one, too,
Did I tell you about when he was 2 years old and he saw a dog for the first time?
No.
Oh, well, this dog...
Harriet did.
Well, I'll be seeing you.
Hey, give Ricky my congratulations.
I will. Well, say, you know, I've heard about these aptitude tests before. They're very accurate. Supposed to prove beyond a doubt that... How did your little daughter Julie come out?
Oh, she told me, but I forgot.
Well, anyway, she's pretty, and I wouldn't take these tests too seriously.
Oh, as a matter of fact, Julie's pretty good at school. She'll manage all right. Anyway, my mother always used to say that a girl should be pretty and a boy should be smart.
I guess that's right. And Ricky is smart. You see that wagon he built practically by himself?
Yeah, he pulls Julie around in it every day. Yeah, I guess she'll manage all right.
As long as he's smart and she's pretty, I guess it comes out even.
Imagine that Julie getting Ricky to pull her around all day in his wagon. She's only 5 years old. I don't know where she learned such things.
Oh, by the way, did your boy Will take the aptitude test?
Yes. As a matter of fact, that's how I happened to go over to the school today. The principal called me up. It seems that Will has developed quite an aptitude for penmanship.
Oh?
Yes, they got to checking the handwriting on the tests and discovered who had written the Kilroy was here sign on the basement wall. I'll see you later, Oz.
Oh, you're all in here. Hello, dear.
Hello, dear.
Hi, Pop.
Boys are just going to have some milk and cookies. You care for some?
Just as soon as I get my coat off. Well, congratulations, Ricky.
Congratulations. What did he do?
Harriet, I'm proud to announce that our son, Eric Nelson, age 6, won third prize in his class in an aptitude test at school.
Ricky, why didn't you tell me? That's wonderful.
It is?
Mr. Thornberry says it was for a bridge you drew. Did you bring it home with you?
Yeah, but I can't show it to you.
Why not?
I got my gumdrops wrapped up in it.
Ricky Nelson, I want that drawing. I'm going to show it to Grandma, the Thornberrys, the Johnsons, and then I'm going to put it in my scrapbook.
Oh, Mom.
Now, Ricky, your mother's proud of you. Don't be so modest. Take the drawing out of your pocket and show it to us.
Mother! Ricky, you got it all crumpled like that. Here, let me straighten it out.
Mom, you're losing my gumdrops.
Golly, look at this, Ozzie.
Hey, that's pretty darn good.
I can't believe he did this all by himself.
I never knew you could draw this well, Ricky.
Mom? Yes, David?
Can I have my milk so I can go out and play?
Yes, certainly, dear. Help yourself.
You know, Harriet, this bridge shows a real mechanical aptitude. Ricky, how did you happen to draw a bridge?
Well, first I drew a fish swimming across a river, but it didn't look so good. So I made the fish longer, and it looked like a bridge.
Mom, maybe Ricky will be an engineer when he grows up and build real bridges.
Mom?
Yes, David?
I can't find the cookies.
Oh, ask Gloria to give them to you, dear. Ricky, what are these things?
That's where the bridge raises up to let the boats go by. And when an airplane wants to get by, it folds down like this.
Yeah. Hey, that's pretty darn clever. You know, Harriet, we're liable to have an engineer in the family.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
In fact, we're going to start encouraging this talent right away. That's what those tests are for, you know.
Oh, of course.
Begin putting the emphasis on mathematics, physics, and science. Remind me tonight to get him a subscription to Popular Mechanics. And I think maybe Santa Claus ought to bring him one of those erector building sets this Christmas.
Well, yes, dear, but that's one of the things you wanted this year.
Oh, well, of course, talent to consider. Harriet, look at this design here. Do you realize that that's almost a perfect circle?
Isn't that clever? What is it?
Well, it can't be the support. It's Ricky, what is this circle here?
That's where the gumdrop was.
Oh.
Ozzie, I think we ought to frame this picture. Then someday when Ricky's a famous engineer, we'll show it to him.
Mom?
Yes, David?
I can't find Gloria.
Oh, maybe she's in the living room. Gloria! Oh, Gloria!
And then you call me, Mrs. Nelson.
David can't seem to find where you hid the cookies.
Oh, I'll get them. I know. What's that?
Oh, it's a drawing Ricky made, Gloria. Won 3rd prize in his class at school.
Really? Oh, it certainly is a wonderful job.
Isn't it, though?
Oh, yes. I think the expression around the mouth is perfect.
No. Gloria, it's a bridge. You turn around, see? See, that's the river running right underneath there.
Isn't that good?
Yes, it is. Ricky will probably grow up to be an artist. He'll live in a studio and smoke a pipe and wear a beret and run around a lot and have wild parties every night.
What's the matter, Gloria?
I knew him when he was a little boy and he was so sweet.
Well, he doesn't have to be that kind of an artist. All artists aren't alike.
Well, that's right.
Anyway, it isn't the drawing itself that's important, Gloria, but rather the thought behind it, which suggests a talent for engineering.
Yep. Looks like Ricky's going to be an engineer when he grows up.
Oh, that doesn't always follow, Mrs. Nelson. 15 years ago, when my little nephew was only 4 years old, he once took his father's watch apart.
My goodness.
He took every single part out and laid it in a neat circle. And when his father came home, he wasn't angry because he felt that this showed his son was going to be a watchmaker. So, he promised the boy $1 if he'd put it together again. Imagine a 4-year-old boy putting a watch together.
And did he turn out to be a watchmaker?
We don't know yet. He's still trying to put his father's watch together. Well, I'll go get the cookies.
Did the whole school take these tests, Ricky?
Sure. David's class had watercolor painting.
David, how did you... Where is David?
Oh, well, he must have left while we were talking.
Well, Ozzie, he didn't wait for the cookies. That's not like David. Do you think... Oh, goodness. Here we were praising Ricky to the skies, and we never even asked David about his drawing.
The poor kid probably got a low mark and was too embarrassed to show it to us.
Well, of course, we may be just imagining things.
Oh, as a matter of fact, he's probably out in the kitchen filling up on cookies.
Take it easy, dear. We both can't get through the door at once. We thought David might be here in the kitchen. Has he been in here, Gloria?
And he just left.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he just asked me to make him a box lunch for tomorrow, and then he left.
A box lunch?
That's funny. David always comes home for lunch.
Well, that's what I said. But he said he wasn't going to go to school tomorrow.
Ozzie,
You don't suppose...
Well, holy smokes, I don't know. Well, what makes you so sure that David's up here in his room, Harriet?
I'm not, but shh, he's in there talking to Ricky. Let's go in a little closer.
Harriet, you mean you're going to eavesdrop?
If anything's wrong with my son, I want to know about it. I certainly don't see any harm. And...
Shh, I can't hear them.
Well, I have to go by myself. Ricky, I told you I won't be going to school tomorrow. Did you tell Mom and Pop what you're going to do? Of course not, sir. Don't you tell me. Oh, I won't. You better not. Gee, David, are you glad you're going? No, I don't want to go. I guess there's nothing else I can do. I just got to, that's all. Can I go with you? Nah, you're too little. Now stop bothering me. I'm busy.
Come on downstairs, Harriet.
Ozzy, this is terrible. Do you realize what this means? David's planning to run away from home.
He's obviously planning to run away right after his bedtime. That gives us until 9 o'clock tonight to figure something out.
I wish I knew what to do.
Why not lock him in his room?
Oh, we can't, Ozzy. That would... Did you say that, Ozzy?
No.
I did. And here I am up in the tree.
Oh, hello, Emmy Lou.
Hello. I just happened to be sitting here. I wasn't perfectly listening. I'd have told you I was here if I'd known you were going to talk about something personal. I feel terribly embarrassed. But as long as I already heard, why don't you lock him in his room?
No, that wouldn't solve the problem, Emmy Lou. Besides, it's a horrible thing to do to a child.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you're right. Why does he want to run away?
Well, it's quite a long story. You see, Ricky got third prize in the contest at school. We made quite a fuss over him and didn't even ask David how he made out.
Oh, poor David. I know how he hates drawing. He probably got a low mark.
That's what we're afraid of.
To me, this looks like an obvious case of a child's ego hurt by neglect and the belief that his parents are disappointed in him. Very typical.
Where'd you learn all that?
From the child psychology books. My mother used to buy them all, and I'd read them to see if I was being brought up properly. I remember one chapter...
Pardon me, Emmy Lou. You know, Harriet, I think our young friend here has given us a wonderful idea.
I have?
Well, of course, it's very simple. David thinks we're disappointed in him. Our job now is to build up his self-confidence, build up his ego, make a big fuss over him.
Ozzy, I think that's the answer.
Of course it is. Why, by 9 o'clock, he'll forget he ever thought about running away from home. Gee, thanks, Emmy Lou.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Nelson. I'm always glad to help you. In fact, that's why I like you.
Huh? Why's that?
You're the only adult I know who has to depend on me for advice.
There he is, sitting in the living room, Harriet. Now, remember what I told you. Just follow my lead.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, hello, David. How you feel?
Okay.
Ah, that's great. What are you doing?
Nothing. Just sitting here thinking.
He's thinking, Harriet. He's thinking.
Isn't that wonderful?
What are you thinking about, David?
Oh, nothing special. I was just going upstairs to read my book.
Oh, what book are you reading?
The one Grandma gave me.
Oh, yes, it's that new book. What's it called? Oh, Tommy Tip-Top and his baseball team.
Oh, that sounds nice.
You know something? I've tried to read those Tommy Tip-Top books. It's a series. Did you ever read one, Harriet?
I can't say I have.
Well, I want to tell you they're pretty hard books to understand.
I've heard that from several people.
Yes, sir. It takes a very smart fellow to understand those books. I don't suppose you really understand them, do you, David?
Sure I do. I guess.
Well, how do you like that? Now, Harriet?
Yes?
I shouldn't say this in front of David, but he's a pretty smart boy to understand those books.
Oh, Pop, a baby can understand those books. You don't have to be smart to understand them.
I beg to differ. You're too modest. What would you say if I were to tell you that I don't understand them?
I'd say you would. I wouldn't say anything, Pop. Can I go up and read my book now?
David,
before you go upstairs and read your book.
Thanks, Mom.
Boy, these cookies are great. They're your favorite kind, aren't they, David?
Yes, sir.
Mother baked them especially for you. Go ahead, there's one left on the plate. You take it.
No, you take it, Pop.
Okay. Harriet! Harriet!
Yes, Ozzy?
Those cookies of yours were delicious. Look, the whole heaping plate is all gone.
Oh, wonderful. I've got more in the kitchen. I'll bring them out.
Isn't that great, David? Your mother's going to bring out some more cookies. And this time you try one, huh? Say, David, you know what I did? While I was out in the yard, I noticed your coaster wagon was broken, so I fixed it.
But my wagon isn't broken. That wagon in the yard belongs to Will Thornberry.
In here, Harriet.
Where's David?
He's up in his room.
Ozzy, we've got to do something. It's only a few hours till 9 o'clock. I know if we could just keep him interested and occupied until he goes to sleep, he'll have forgotten all about it by tomorrow.
Hey, I have an idea. Just before his bedtime, I'll start reading to him. And I'll read to him till he falls asleep.
That might be an idea, sir.
I'll read him one of those Billy Bushytail stories. He used to be crazy about those.
Oh, that was a year ago, dear. He's outgrown them.
Harriet, he's just 10 years old. 10-year-old boys eat up those little animal stories. Where is the book?
On the night table next to your bed.
Hope you didn't lose my place.
Why don't you read him something more adult, dear? Maybe something with a moral to it, showing how foolish it would be to run away from home.
Yeah. I know just the book, too. I think you'll like this, David. It's Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain, one of the finest books ever written.
Oh, yes, I've heard of that.
There's a certain chapter I want to read to you. It's where Huck Finn runs away from his father.
Gee, swell, Pop. That sounds neat.
Yeah, I'll find it in just a minute. You'll see that Huck had real reasons for running away. His father was a mean, cruel man. He used to beat Huck all the time with hickory switches. Didn't feed or clothe the boy properly. Wouldn't even let him go to school.
Was that being bad?
Well, of course. Anyway, finally Huck decided to run away, so he sawed his way out of the cabin, made it look like he'd been kidnapped, see? See if I can find it here in the book. No, yeah, here's the place. It was dark now, so I dropped the canoe down the river under some willows and waited for the moon to rise. I made fast to a willow, then I took a bite to eat and lay down in the canoe to figure out a plan. I had some blankets and a pillow, so it was very restful. You getting tired, David?
Oh, no, Pop.
You don't mind if I stretch out on the sofa, do you? It's a little more comfortable.
Go right ahead, Pop. Read some more.
I says to myself, they'll soon get tired looking and won't bother about me anymore. I can stop off anywhere I want to. Jackson's Island's good enough for me. I know that island pretty well, and nobody ever comes there. And I can paddle over to town nights and slink around and pick up things I want. Yes, sir, Jackson's Island's the place. I was pretty tired. As I lay stretched out by the canoe, I could hear the gentle lapping of the soft river water against the bank. My eyes grew heavy. I yawned a few times. And the first thing I know, I was fast asleep.
Ozzy?
Huh?
Ozzy!
Huh?
Ozzy, wake up. Ozzy, where's David?
He's on Jackson's Island. Don't worry, dear.
Ozzy, wake up, dear.
No, he was just...
Where's
I must have fallen asleep for a minute.
A minute? It's almost 10 o'clock and David's gone.
He must have left while I was asleep.
Oh, call the police. I'll call Mother. We'll get up a searching party.
Wait a minute, Harriet. Let's look in his room. He probably left a note telling us where he went.
All right, but let's hurry.
I'm
Ozzy,
coming.
come on. You look for a note, Ozzy. I'll see what clothes he took.
Let's see. He didn't leave it on his dresser.
He didn't take his coat, and it's cold out. What's the matter, Pop?
Don't bother us, David. With it. Oh,
What happened? He's all right, Ozzy. He's safe in bed. What's the matter, Mom? Well, we
Harriet, let me handle this. David, something's been bothering you today, hasn't it?
Yes, Pop.
Was it about the drawing you had to do for the project at school?
Yes, Pop.
David, each of us is good at some things and poor at other things. Nobody should be conceited about being especially good at something, and it's just as foolish to feel bad about being poor at something else. You're our son, and we love you. Whether you get the best mark in the class or the poorest, you know that wouldn't make any difference in the way we feel about you, don't you, David?
Yes, Pop.
Now, does this straighten everything out, son?
Yes, Pop. Oh, David.
Now, David, You don't have to if you don't want to, but I think you'd feel better if you let us see the drawing.
But Ozzy...
Harriet, I just want to show him that no matter how bad the drawing is, it doesn't make the slightest difference to us.
It's on the chair there, Pop.
Okay. Just take a look. Oh. Well, it isn't so bad, is it, Harriet?
No.
What mark did you get on it, David?
First prize.
Well, that doesn't make... David, I know we woke you out of a deep sleep. Listen carefully, son. What mark did you get on it?
First prize. First prize? But I thought you didn't like drawing. I don't. I didn't try very hard. I just smeared up the paper with watercolors, and the teacher said it was abstract and gave me first prize. Well, David, tell me, dear, if you won first prize, why were you ashamed to show it to us? Well, Ricky got third prize for that bridge, and you said you wanted him to be an engineer. Well? And if I got first prize for this, you'd want me to be an artist. And I don't want to be an artist. I want to be an aviator.
Is that all that's bothering you? David, you don't have to be anything you don't want to be.
I don't? Of course not, David.
Now, is everything okay?
Uh-huh.
And you're going to go to school tomorrow?
Can I?
Can you? Well, of course you can.
Then you'll have to talk to the drawing teacher. She's making everybody who won first prize go to the Art Institute. Then you weren't going to run away from home. Ain't it great, David? Mom? I don't have to be an artist.
For Pete's sake, what's all the fuss about here?
Hey, what's going on in here? Oh, we woke up Ricky.
Well, that's all right. Let him get up. We're going to celebrate, Harriet. I'll run to the corner and get ice cream. You get the cookies and the dishes.
That's a good idea.
We'll be right back, boys. Don't go to sleep. We're going to have a party.
Say, David. What, Ricky? What's going on around here? I don't know. I'm all mixed up myself. Gee whiz. Pop's so excited and Mom's crying. Nothing to worry about, Ricky. Just a stage they go through. I'm not worried. I just hope Pop's not so excited he forgets I like strawberries.
Boy, that ice cream was great, wasn't it?
Sure was. You forgot to get strawberries.
I'm sorry, Ricky, but I was so excited I got just chocolate.
I like chocolate. David won first prize and I only won third.
Oh, Ricky, that makes no difference. After all, David won first prize accidentally.
Well, I sort of won third prize accidentally, too. What do you mean? Well, they gave different prizes to the boys and girls. Yes? There's only 4 boys in my class, and one of them was absent.
You've been listening to the adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.
Eastern city, a group of trained men and women called on thousands of housewives and asked this simple question. What kind of container do you prefer for the food you buy? An overwhelming majority of housewives said they preferred to buy food packed in glass. Among them were a great many mothers of small children, and by a ratio of more than 8-to-1, these mothers said they insisted on prepared baby foods packed in glass. They gave many reasons, as you might expect. But here are the 3 reasons mentioned most frequently. First, glass lets you see what you buy before you buy it. Second, you can heat, serve, and store leftover portions of prepared baby food in the same glass container. And third, these young mothers agreed that sterilized glass containers are cleaner and more sanitary. You can buy an increasing number of the better brands of food packed in glass. And all of the better brands of prepared baby food come to you in Anchor glass containers sealed with tamper-proof Anchor vacuum caps. Both products of Anchor Hawking.
High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of Space Patrol. Next on HOJO Radio.
Wheat Chex, Rice Chex, and Good Hot Ralston present Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol. In today's transcribed adventure, 2 criminals are holding Tonga in the subcellar of a Venus skyscraper. As Buzz and Happy advance toward the men, they pass a large ventilating tunnel covered with a metal screen. One of the men throws a switch, and behind the screen, the blades of a giant fan start to whirl.
They've turned the ventilator fan on. Rush them, Happy.
Yes, sir. I can't stay on my feet.
Keep away from the grating.
I can't move. The air suction pulled me against the grating.
It's got me, too. Try to pull loose, Happy.
The wind's too strong. Commander, the grating is sliding up.
Pull, Happy. Pull hard. If you don't get out of this tunnel, we'll be pulled into the fan.
We'll be back in just a moment with today's Space Patrol story, The Top Secret D-Ray. Boy, oh boy, gang, here's something I'll bet you just never dreamed you could own. I mean a pair of those amazing new Space Patrol space binoculars. A pair just like the Commander uses himself. Now, you know how he can look way off in the distance with his space binoculars? Well, kids, you can do the same with yours. You can read signs blocks and blocks away, watch far-off traffic, study birds in high trees, and do lots and lots of other things with your space binoculars all year long. Now, these are not flimsy goggles or a mask. These are great big plastic space binoculars that stand out from your eyes a full 3.5 inches. Why, you don't even have to use your hands when you're looking through space binoculars. They have a strong elastic band that holds them snugly to your eyes. It's swell for playing Space Patrol because then your hands are free to drive your rocket ship or to hold your cosmic smoke gun. Now remember, these are real fixed-focus 4-power binoculars with 4 pure lucite lenses. Real binoculars 5 inches long, 5 inches wide. The greatest offer we've ever made on Space Patrol. But, gang, the offer soon ends, so don't miss out. Send for your space binoculars today. Just buy a box of Instant Ralston. Then, with your name and address, send 25 cents in coin and an Instant Ralston box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. If you don't agree that your binoculars are tops, send them back and we'll return your money. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. Commander Corey and Cadet Happy have just blasted off from Terra and have set their vector for the lunar fleet base on the Earth's moon. One of the busiest spaceports in the solar system, the fleet base is also the center of scientific research into the development of space flight. For the past week, it's been open house at the base, with guided tours for throngs of visitors from Earth and many of the other planets. Tonga has been assigned to special duty at the base to see that security regulations are observed. Buzz and Happy plan to spend 2 days at this moon spaceport and then bring Tonga back to Terra.
Mind if I tell you something, sir?
What, Happy?
Well, I didn't say anything one way or the other, but, well, I'm certainly glad I wasn't assigned to duty at the fleet base this week.
Somehow I get the impression that you don't exactly care for the idea of herding tourists around.
Oh, it might have been fun for a couple of days, but, gee, a whole week. Why, I'd rather fly through the meteor belt in a birdcage.
I know what you mean. Just the same, Visitors Week at the lunar base has been fine for public relations. You'd be surprised at the number of people who are on the moon this week who've never made a space flight before.
Tonga, Lunar Fleet Base, calling Commander Corey aboard Terra 5. Tonga, calling Commander Corey aboard Terra 5.
Corey here. Go ahead, Tonga.
Commander, I have an emergency message. I'm cutting to Scrambler Circuit, code 5.
All right, Tonga. I'll adjust the receiver. Code 5 circuit cut in. Go ahead.
There has been a security leak on the D-Ray project here at the base.
The D-Ray project?
Yes, Commander. A strip of microfilm containing the basic designs has been taken from the files.
Do you have any idea when the theft occurred?
Within the last 3 days.
Order the base commander to declare condition red and ground all spaceships. The thief may still be on the base.
Condition red is already in effect, Commander. Colonel Jacobson issued the order 20 minutes ago.
Good. That film must not be smuggled off the base. Tonga, cut on your tape recorder and take this message. Feed it through the public address system at the spaceport every 10 minutes.
Ready, Commander.
Here's the message. Attention, everyone, base personnel and visitors. No film of any kind is to be taken from the base until checked by security officers. Film that is cleared will be sealed and returned to passengers after they're permitted to board their ships. Film not surrendered to security officers will be automatically blanked out by cancel ray machines as passengers and luggage pass through the gates. To preserve your personal films, follow these regulations. End of message.
I have it recorded, Commander. It will be put on the base PA system immediately.
We don't want to keep innocent people on the base longer than necessary, so run the films through inspection as rapidly as full security methods permit.
Yes, Commander.
Happy and I will arrive at Lunar Fleet Base in approximately 3 hours. We'll contact you upon arrival. Corey out.
Commander, what is this D-Ray project?
The D-Ray is a new defense ray. It can make any unfriendly spaceship completely powerless, even at great distances. It neutralizes all electrical fields.
Yeah, it would cut off all controls so you couldn't maneuver the ship or fire weapons.
You couldn't even use the spaceophone or viewscope.
Oh, and those are the plans that have been stolen?
Yes, and that means that somebody could build a D-Ray to use against Space Patrol ships, if they got away. That's why we have to get that microfilm back.
Smoking rockets.
I want to spaceophone Major Robertson and have him transmit the pictures and records of everyone suspected of espionage to the Lunar Fleet Base. Take over the controls, Happy.
Yes, sir.
And keep it on vector.
Yes, sir.
Your film has been cleared, sir. It will be returned to you aboard your ship as soon as transportation is available. Next. Your name, please.
Bob Morgan.
You have some film to declare?
Yes, ma'am. It's in this can. It's a home movie of my family and some friends. Only a couple of shots of the fleet base. The guide said it was okay to take them.
I'll have to run them off, Mr. Morgan. If you'll step into the projection room with me.
Sure. You'll probably find them pretty dull. I'm not much good at taking pictures. Now, this is about the last of the shots I made on Venus. That's my wife and our youngest daughter, Susie.
Oh, what a cute little girl.
Thank you.
Oh? Is this what you filmed here in the base?
Yeah.
Oh. Yes, that's rocket chute number 1.
I got a ship blasting off, but I didn't have the camera aim right.
Well, that's the end of the reel.
I guess you're glad that's over. Unless you know the people involved, home movies are pretty dull, usually.
Well, I'm sure you and your family will enjoy these when you get back to, Mars, isn't it, Mr. Morgan?
Yeah. Films are all right, then?
Oh, perfectly. I'll give you a clearance check, and they'll be returned to you aboard the Mars Express.
Thanks, miss. Hope you find what you're looking for.
Ladies and gentlemen, please. We're checking your films as rapidly as we can. Just wait your turn and be patient, please. Now, who's next?
Is the crowd giving you much trouble, Tonga?
Oh, Commander. No, I haven't had any trouble, but the people have had their holiday and they're impatient to get home.
The thief or thieves must have planned to take the microfilms when we had thousands of visitors on our hands. Can we go somewhere where we can talk?
We can use the room next to the projection room.
Fine, let's go. Happy will be with us in a few minutes. I have him waiting for some pictures and data Robbie's sending us by viewscope facsimile.
Oh, in here, Commander.
Any trace of microfilm, Tonga?
No. The only microfilm any of the security officers have found is of a regular business record nature.
Any indication of blow-ups of microfilm to regular amateur size?
None.
Wow, what a mob. I thought I'd never get through. Cadet, how much longer do I have to wait? Cadet, why is the Space Patrol interested in pictures of my daughter's wedding?
It's understandable, Happy. Got the pictures?
Oh, yes, sir, quite a batch of them. And background data as well.
Look through these, Tonga. See if you can recognize any of these people as having been here at the fleet base.
All right, Commander.
Anything on the D-Ray films, Commander?
Not yet, Happy.
Commander, this man looks familiar. I think I've seen him here.
Which one?
This one. He had some amateur movies of his family. A reel he'd taken on Venus. Morgan is his name. Bob Morgan.
Very interesting. According to the record, Morgan was picked up on Mars last week. He was suspected of violating security regulations there and released for lack of evidence.
Well, there was nothing wrong with his films. Just his wife and daughter Susie and, well, a couple of harmless shots of the base.
Yes, but look at this. Morgan was also questioned on Venus with a certain Art Robertson, also released for lack of evidence. Say, Morgan doesn't have any children. In fact, he isn't married.
What? Now, why would a man lie about a perfectly harmless amateur film?
Tonga, have you got someone who can take over your duties here?
Captain Thornton has been working with me.
He will assume your duties. You're to blast off for Venus City and try to get a line on Morgan's friend, Art Robertson. Happy and I'll head for Mars to check on Mr. Morgan. As soon as you have any information, relay it to me through Space Patrol Unit Headquarters on Mars.
Can't you speed up that projector, Morgan? I'm tired of looking at these phony home movies.
You're tired of them. I've seen this film a dozen times while I was editing and doctoring it at the fleet base, and I had to look at it again at security. Okay, I'll speed it up. Well, the place where I dubbed in the documents is coming up shortly.
You must have done a good job if the assistant security chief passed it.
It's lucky I took all that trouble out. Even though we thought we could get off the fleet base before anyone discovered the D-ray plans were gone, it didn't work out that way.
Now, what happened?
Well, some eager beaver engineer started his shift 3 hours early. Now, we're getting close. Watch this, Art. There. I've stopped the film on the frame of the little girl.
I don't see anything unusual.
No, neither did security. Watch now. I'll switch to the microfilm lens on the projector.
All I see is a plain white space with a blue border.
That's a blow-up of one of the white checks on the girl's skirt. The blue border is made by the adjoining blue squares.
You mean one tiny square fills the whole screen? I still don't see anything.
You will, when I cut off the regular lamp and turn on the infrared.
Jump on Jupiter, the D-ray plans.
Right. That's page 1. The next 20 frames, there are other pages concealed in squares of the girl's skirt.
Great job, Morgan. Terrific.
Nearly went nuts. First I had to project the original microfilm, photograph it in infrared on another microfilm. Then came the tough part. I had to superimpose the plans on the regular-sized film inside one of those tiny squares.
You did a great job, Art, and take the D-ray strip to Venus.
Now where we collect?
Yeah. But it'll take me a couple of days to establish contact with the man who pays off. Naturally, he's...
4 minutes out of Lowell City, sir.
Take over for the landing, Happy.
Tonga at Venus City, Space Patrol Headquarters, calling Commander Corey aboard Terra 5. Tonga calling Commander Corey.
Corey here, go ahead.
I've been checking on Art Robertson, Commander. Got the word earlier than I thought I would.
Let's have it.
He left here for Lowell City about 5 days ago.
Then there's a good chance he came to Mars to meet Morgan. One of our agents at Lowell City has found Morgan's location. We'll stay in Venus City, Tonga. Find out who Robertson's friends are. See if you can run down any definite contacts or connections between Robertson and Morgan.
Yes, Commander.
Happy and I'll handle things at the Lowell City end. Corey out.
Yeah?
Mr. Robert Morgan?
Oh, why, yes.
I'm Commander Corey of the Space Patrol. This is Cadet Happy. We'd like to talk to you.
Sure. Come in, gentlemen.
After you, sir.
Mr. Morgan, you brought back some film from the Lunar Fleet Base, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. I have the clearance certificate from your security officer. Like to see it?
We'd like to see the film. We want to examine it again.
Sure. I have it right here on the table.
Thank you. Here, Hap, take care of this.
Yes, sir.
Anything wrong, Commander? I mean, with the film?
I hope not. Oh, by the way, is your wife home?
She's visiting her sister in Jupiter City.
I see. And your daughter Sally is with her, I suppose.
Yeah, Sally's with her.
Mr. Morgan, unless I'm mistaken, when our security officer was running the film at the base, you told her your daughter's name was Susie.
Why, we call her Sally as a sort of a nickname.
In our files, Mr. Morgan, you're listed as being single.
Well, I'll tell you. Actually, that film belongs to a friend of mine. I thought I could get it through inspection quicker if I acted as though it were mine. I realize now it was foolish and unnecessary.
We'll give the reel a very thorough examination at the security lab. You'll hear from us then.
Fine, Commander.
Say, that's a pretty fancy projector.
I was just noticing that, Happy. An expensive professional model, isn't it?
Yes, hobby of mine.
Yeah, it's got a lot of extra gadgets on it, too. And they seem to be similar to those in the security lab.
Mm-hmm. A turret with several different lenses, including one for microfilm, and with an infrared attachment.
Hey, we could run it off right here.
Say, Morgan.
Get him, Robertson. It's a space patrol.
Hey, look out, Commander! Commander!
You warned him too late, Cadet.
You got here just in time.
Get the film.
What do we do with Corey and the cadet?
We got to get him out of here. We'll have to take him to Venus with us. Maybe on the way we'll finish him off without leaving the clue.
We'll be back with Space Patrol in just a moment. But in the meantime, here's a quick three-act play. Act 1 begins with a boy and his mother in a house in a kitchen in the morning.
Fill her up, Mom. Rice checks.
Now there's a boy who knows what he's talking about. He wants a bowl of delicious rice checks for breakfast. Rice Chex, the shredded rice super cereal, spun in that modern bite-sized design. Act 2, next morning, same house, same boy. And in the kitchen, he's lifting up that bowl again.
Fill her up, Mom. Wheat checks.
Yep, today he wants Wheat Chex. Power-packed Wheat Chex. Swell-tasting shredded wheat biscuits in that same modern bite-sized design. Third act, third day. Same kitchen, same boy.
Fill her up, Mom. Instant Ralston.
Yes, sir. Today he wants to warm up his motor, so for him it's Instant Ralston, the cereal with flavor galore. Good hot Ralston. And so ends our play. And gang, here's the moral. For a super breakfast, eat a super cereal. Rice Chex, Wheat Chex, good hot Ralston. Bob Morgan has stolen a set of microfilm plans for the secret D-Ray from the Lunar Fleet Base by superimposing them on an innocent-appearing film of regular size. Buzz and Happy, suspicious of Morgan because of discrepancies in his story, found the film containing the defense secret. But before they could examine it, Morgan's accomplice, Art Robertson, arrived, and the two men overpowered the space patrolman in a fight in a darkened room. Right now, with Buzz and Happy locked in a compartment, Morgan and Robertson are in a spaceship approaching Venus.
We aren't going to land in Venus City with Corey and the cadet aboard, are we?
No, we'll set the ship down at my place on the Turquoise River and get rid of them then. Get the ozone cylinder, hook it up. We'll turn it on just after we land and leave Corey's compartment unlocked. I'll land the ship.
Commander, they've landed. I wonder where we are.
Listen. They're out in the corridor by the door. Watch your chance. If they open it, we'll jump them.
Yes, sir.
Leave them in there, Morgan. We'll attend to them when we come back.
Okay.
Sounds like they're leaving the ship for something.
Yeah. Did you hear a click just then?
I don't think so, sir.
I think one of them was about to open the door when the other one called him away. Try the handle.
Right, sir. It's unlocked.
Open the door a little. Listen. Hear anything?
I thought I heard the hatch close.
Let's get out of here. Happy. Look out the viewport. There they are.
Yeah. Heading for that little building.
By the looks of the landscape, we must be on Venus. And if I'm not mistaken, there's the Turquoise River.
It sure looks like it. I wonder what they're up to.
They've got our weapons, or we could rush them.
Yeah, well, maybe we could take them by surprise when they come back.
With those D-Ray plans at stake, I don't want to risk failure. We'll blast off in their ship and space a phone to Venus City for help.
It's a great idea, sir. They can't get very far away, even if they do try to escape.
And we can watch them from the air. Come on, let's get to the cockpit.
Boy, this is really a break.
We needed one. I have an idea that Morgan and Robertson are ready to see that we didn't get out of this.
There. All secured for blast-off, sir.
And let's go.
There they go.
Yeah, just the way you planned it. How long will it take for that ozone to take effect?
Just a couple of minutes. After a few lungfuls of that contaminated oxygen, they'll get sick and dizzy. Before they can land, they'll black out. And there'll be a terrible tragedy on the Space Patrol records.
Where's your submarine?
It's hidden under the wharf on the river. Come on, let's get down to it.
We'll maintain this altitude, Happy, and keep circling over them.
I can see them in the view scope, sir. They're heading for the river.
Do you see any boat they could escape in? What's the matter, Hap?
Oh, nothing, sir. My eyes blurred for a minute, that's all. No. No, there's no boat near the wharf.
I'll put that spacephone call through now. Commander Corey aboard private cruiser VP-784, calling Space Patrol Venus City. Commander Corey aboard private cruiser V... What was that number, Hap?
Well, it's on the panel, sir. Hey, smoking rockets I can hardly see.
Commander Corey calling Space Patrol Venus City.
Hey, Commander, the controls.
Oh, thanks, Hap.
Yeah, I feel sick.
Something's wrong with the air in this ship. Happy, quickly. See if you can find a couple of spacesuits.
Yes, sir.
Hurry.
This suit's hard to get on. I feel so weak.
I'll help you, Happy. There. Now close the facepiece.
Let's hope the oxygen supply works.
Is your suit receiver working, Happy? Yes, sir. I read you. Take several deep breaths. My head's clearing already. So is mine. I checked the view scope. Do you see Morgan and Robertson? No, sir. The last I saw of them, they were headed for the wharf. Hey, do you suppose they're swimming across the river? Well, keep watching, Happy. I'll check the air analyzer and see what's wrong. Of course, they might have gone back to the building while we were putting on our suits. Boy, I sure thought I was going out there for a while. No wonder. The ship's air indicator's in the red. A few more breaths and we'd have been finished. Hey, there is a boat down there. It's coming out from under the wharf. It's an odd-looking craft. Hey, now it's gone. It sank. Submerged is more accurate. A submarine? A miniature sub? Right. I'm afraid we fell into a trap. They wanted us to blast off in this ship. Happy, check the air system, see what they rigged up. I'll notify Venus River Patrol to take soundings up and down the river for that sub.
Where are we now?
Right where we want to be. Pier 7, Venus City dock area, 8 fathoms deep.
Safe to surface here?
Sure. We come up under Pier 7. There's a ladder that leads up through a trapdoor into a tool shed. A few minutes from now, we'll be in the streets of Venus City, ready to sell the D-Ray plans.
Yeah, no one able to trace us.
I'll cut the motors now. We're going to the surface.
We hit Venus City at just the right time. The streets are deserted.
Yeah. Turn left at this corner. We'll walk over to the business section and hail a surface taxi.
No, sorry, lady.
Why don't you look where you're going?
I beg your pardon, but you came around the corner.
Yeah, our fault. We're sorry.
Wait, you're Bob Morgan.
We're in a hurry.
Wait, you're under arrest, both of you.
We're bumping into you? Don't be stupid.
She's from the fleet base, a security officer.
That's right. And you have to come with me to headquarters.
That's what you think.
Let go of me!
Put your hand over her mouth so she can't yell.
Okay. Hold still, you.
We can't ever spread in the news we're in town. Drag her into the alley.
Leave her there?
No. The new building my company is moving to is a block from here. There won't be anybody there this time of night. I'll guard her while you go get a surface car.
Surface car?
Yeah, so we can haul her to the river. Come on, I'll help you carry her.
Where am I now?
Told you before, you're in the basement of the Marcab building, 4th Avenue and Venus Boulevard, Venus City. Here's Morgan. Hey, what took you so long?
I had trouble renting a car, but I got one. Come on, let's get her out of here.
Okay, Tonga. Here we go.
All right, Morgan, Robertson.
It's Corey and the cadet.
Let go of Tonga and get your hands up.
Quick, Morgan, down this corridor toward the ventilator intake. Take the girl. Corey won't dare shoot.
Let go!
Come on!
Commander!
They're getting away, Commander.
After them, Happy.
Robertson, it's a dead end.
Go to the far wall. We'll make a stand there. Come on, you.
Commander!
We haven't got a chance.
With the girl here, we can bargain with Corey. All right, press back into this corner, under the switch box.
You might as well give up, you two.
Come and get us.
Come on, Happy.
Are you crazy? We left our ray guns in the sub.
Corey will have to pass in front of that big grating. When he does, I'll throw the switch.
What'll that do?
There's an 8-foot ventilator fan back there. It'll create a vacuum strong enough to pull him right up against the grating.
Commander! Happy, don't come any closer.
Shut up! Morgan, pull the switch.
Rush him, Happy.
Yes, sir.
Turn that off.
Commander, I can't move.
Come on and get us, Corey.
That's suction.
Now, Corey, I'm going to release the grating.
Happy, if we can slump down, maybe we can crawl away from the vent.
Commander, the grating is sliding up. We'll be pulled back into the fan.
I can still move my arm.
I can throw my gun and hit that switch and short it out. Aim straight, Commander. Here goes. Hey, you did it, sir. A bullseye.
Quickly, Happy, rush them. They hit the switch. Morgan, pick up that ray gun.
No, you don't. Get away from it, Morgan.
All right, Robertson. No more. No more. I've had enough.
How about you, Morgan?
Sorry, Commander, but Mr. Morgan is out.
Are you all right, Tonga?
Yes, Commander. I guess you heard my miniature spaceophone.
Yes, and Robertson's ship. Good thing you had it on. It was lucky Morgan had trouble locating a surface car. All right, Robertson, where's that film strip?
It's right here in my pocket.
Hand it over. Happy, see if you can revive our fleet-based tourist, Morgan.
Oh, he's not a tourist any longer. Where he's going, he'll be a permanent resident.
We'll be back with an action preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol story in just a moment. Hey, gang, have you sent for your Space Patrol space binoculars yet? Well, you better hurry, because this offer is soon going to end. Now, remember, space binoculars are real binoculars. Big, powerful binoculars you can see way off in the distance with. And when I say they're big, when I say they're powerful, I mean it. Space binoculars are 5 inches long, 5 inches wide. They're 4 power binoculars, and that means they make people, cars, buildings, everything else in the distance look 4 times closer. Now, they're not old-fashioned binoculars that you have to hold in your hand. They're sleek, new, modern plastic binoculars with an elastic band that holds them snugly to your eyes. Just think of the fun. You can spot planes in the sky, watch birds and squirrels in the trees, identify cars blocks away, read signs way off in the distance, and do lots and lots of other things with them day and night all year long. Absolutely the greatest value we've ever offered. But don't forget, this offer soon ends. So hurry. Send for your official Space Patrol space binoculars today. Just buy a box of Instant Ralston. Then, with your name and address, send 25 cents in coin and an Instant Ralston box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good only in the USA and may be withdrawn at any time. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, an exciting preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol story. Buzz and Happy have conceived an extremely daring and dangerous plan to surprise 2 criminals who are holding Carol captive in the Martian hills. Right now, they're nearing the hideout in a small atmosphere ship.
We're getting close, sir.
Fasten your safety belt, Happy. Here's where we would develop power failure intentionally.
I'm all set, sir.
Hang on. I'm about to make the worst landing of my career.
The ground's coming up awfully fast.
You gotta make this look like a disastrous crash.
Okay, but it's beginning to look too realistic.
Brace yourself. It's beginning to look like a real thing to me, too. We're losing control.
Be sure to be with us next Saturday for the exciting story, Crash Landing, when Wheat Chex, Rice Chex, and Good Hot Ralston again present Space Patrol! Space Patrol, an original Mike Moser production starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Lynn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston and directed by Larry Robertson. Other players were Norman Jolly, Ken Mayer, Nina Berra, and Stephen Robertson. Dick Tufeld speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when Wheat Chex, Rice Chex, and Good Hot Ralston again present the new, exciting Space Patrol! Be sure to see another exciting Space Patrol story on your local ABC television station. Consult your local paper for time and channel. Space Patrol comes to you transcribed from Hollywood. This is ABC Radio Network.
Is the sweetheart you married the husband you expected him to be? Has the war created new problems for you in your marriage? To answer these and other personal problems brought in by your friends and neighbors, ARID presents John J. Anthony, founder of the famed Marital Relations Institute, in a brand new program of daily sessions of kindly and helpful advice. Just as Mr. Anthony, by examples in this studio, is helping thousands of men and women solve their personal problems, ARID, too, is helping thousands to solve the important personal problem of underarm perspiration. ARID helps you avoid perspiration damage to clothes and safeguards friendships. Use Arid every day. It helps stop perspiration safely, and at the same time, Arid is a most effective deodorant.
HOJO Radio, where the classics come alive.
Wheat Chex, Rice Chex, and Good Hot Ralston present Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol. In today's transcribed adventure, Buzz and Happy have conceived an extremely daring and dangerous plan to surprise two criminals who are holding Carol captive in the Martian hills. Right now, they're nearing the hideout in a small atmosphere ship.
We're getting close, sir.
Fasten your safety belt, Happy. Here's where we intentionally develop power failure.
I'm all set, sir.
Hang on. About to make the worst landing of my career.
That ground's coming up awfully fast, Commander.
Gotta make this look like a disastrous crash.
Okay, but it's beginning to look too realistic.
Now brace yourself. It's beginning to look like the real thing to me, too.
We'll be back in just a moment with today's Space Patrol story, Crash Landing. Yes, it's Space Patrol, but first, a direct broadcast from the yard of Public School Number 10 on the planet Terra. It's recess here, gang, and I've got my eye on a fast-moving boy named Jeff Fisher. Man, is he supercharged. Hey, Jeff, come on over here and tell the gang how you get supercharged every morning.
I just do it the way Buzz Corey does it. I eat a good breakfast with a checkerboard super cereal, like Rice Chex.
Rice Chex? Say, that Rice Chex is real swell eating, right?
I'll say, and it's bite-sized, too.
Only bite-sized rice cereal in the universe.
Only rice cereal for me, boy. It's plenty keen.
You betcha. So, boys and girls, don't you think it's about time you tried Rice Chex? Remember, to think fast, to act fast, you have to eat a breakfast that supercharges you. A power breakfast with a checkerboard super cereal. So today, make it Rice Chex, the delicious bite-sized super cereal that helps to supercharge you. For several weeks, Commander Corey and Cadet Happy have been on the planet Venus, conducting an undercover investigation into a plot to defraud the United Planets government and Venus businessmen. Now, in civilian clothes, Buzz and Happy are in a surface car in Venus City, headed for the Venus City spaceport. Between them is a sealed pouch containing the results of their intensive work.
There's a private space cruiser waiting for us just inside the east gate.
Well, sir, do you think Vio knows that you've been investigating him personally?
I can't be sure, but by using private ships instead of Terra 5 or other official ships, we stand a good chance of not being detected.
Well, it sure was a bad break running into Carol last night in the lobby of the Venus Hotel.
Well, luckily, I don't think anyone overheard when she called out our names. I looked around very carefully.
You told her why we were in civilian clothes.
Mm-hmm. She may be able to help us now that she knows the facts.
It looks like we picked a good time to blast off from Venus, Commander. The whole east end of the spaceport is deserted.
We're in luck, Mr. Veal. Corey's car's the only one on the side road.
Well, we'll need a lot more luck to get that evidence away from him.
That's a break for us that he picked this deserted end of the port.
Speed on, Bob. We can pass him before he gets to the gate.
Then inside the gate, I make a quick turn, slam on the brakes, and you tumble out of the truck.
Yeah. Chances are Corey won't suspect anything when he sees that this is a regular Space Patrol maintenance truck. They're usually in a hurry anyhow. Pour on the power, Bob.
There's a car behind us, sir. They're blinking their lights to pass.
By the way they're closing in, they must be in a hurry. Slow down a little and pull over.
Yes, sir.
Be on your guard in case they try anything.
Wow, that guy drives like a maniac. Did you see him whiz past us?
It's a maintenance truck.
Yeah, I'll bet the driver's another one of those washed-out space pilots. They always drive like they're sore at the universe. Hey, look at him barrel through that gate. Commander, the fool's gonna turn.
Abby, stop. Somebody fell out of the truck.
Smoking rockets. What a spill. He turned so fast it tossed the other guy out.
At least the driver stopped. Come on, Hap, let's see if the man's hurt.
Yes, sir.
There's no excuse for that kind of driving.
It's lucky we weren't going much faster. We might have run over him, Commander.
Drop the commander, Hap.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, the fall must have knocked him cold.
I'll turn him over gently.
Okay.
He didn't know I was going to turn. I slammed on the brakes just as he pitched out of the truck.
Yes, I saw it.
His head doesn't seem to be injured.
I hope there are no bones broken.
Let's have a look at him. It's none of my business, friend, but you shouldn't make a turn at that speed.
Yes, I know. I was in a hurry to get to the other end of the spaceport.
My leg.
Just take it easy now. You'll be all right.
Now, don't move. Let's have a look at that leg.
Yeah. Have a good look.
Hey, put down that wrench.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Grab the cadet wheel.
I got him. Slug him, Henry.
Let go of me.
Hurry. Get to the surface car and grab the evidence.
Okay.
And there is a dispatch case in the seat of the car.
That must be it.
Take a look in the back, just in case. We want to get all of it.
There's nothing back there, Veal.
All right, come on. Let's get to the truck.
Look down the road. Here comes another surface car.
It's headed right for the gate.
We better get the truck rolling before they get here and start asking questions.
Oh, we won't stand a chance in that truck. Let's take a spaceship.
Huh?
Hurry. We can blast off before the car gets here.
Happy. Happy.
Oh, my head.
Hap, our car and their truck are still here, but our spaceship is gone.
I thought I heard a blast off, but I figured it was inside my head.
I heard another car approach, but it didn't come through the gate. It must have turned down the road paralleling the fence.
Hey, the evidence, sir. Did they get it?
Yes, it's not here. I guess our undercover work wasn't so undercover after all. That must have been Vio, and he and his partner have taken our private cruiser.
Well, maybe we can get another ship and blast off after them.
First, let's go to local headquarters and spread an alarm. You drive that truck, and I'll take the surface car.
Commander, an all-planet space patrol bulletin on Vio is being spaceophoned now.
Good. I hope our units can intercept him before he has a chance to change ships.
We aren't going to stay here at Venus City headquarters, are we, sir?
Right now, there's nothing we can do that the search units can't handle. Besides, I want to investigate this gadget we found in the truck Vio was using.
Oh, that funny-looking electrical device. What is it?
It's a stimutron.
A what?
Stimutron. It's a high-frequency electrotherapy machine used to treat advanced cases of venous fever.
Oh, you mean the blood condition that some people get from being in the Venus swamps too long?
Yes. This machine is the only successful cure. There are only about 6 stimutrons in the solar system, all in hospitals or clinics. No private individual has one.
Well, then what was this one doing in the truck?
Stolen, probably. Stolen by someone who needs the treatments and who doesn't dare go to a regular hospital.
You mean Vio has Venus fever?
Or one of his gang. I'm notifying all doctors to report anyone applying for stimutron treatment.
Well, didn't Vio spend a lot of time around those Zyrola plantations in the swamps, arranging crooked deals?
Yes. If he's got venous fever, he made a bad bargain when he traded that evidence for the stimutron.
Oh, by the way, sir, did you get that message from Carol?
Yes, she called 2 hours ago. I guess she thought we'd be on our way to Mercury by now. But she checked out of the hotel. I just contacted the manager.
Checked out? I thought she was going to stay here a week.
I guess she suddenly changed her mind. She left orders for the hotel to forward her luggage to Mercury. They don't have any idea where she is.
I wonder why she decided to go to Mercury all of a sudden.
Well, I hope it isn't her plan to follow us.
Well, if it is, she's going to get a surprise when she lands on Mercury and finds out that we aren't there.
Be on Mars in a couple of hours, Mr. Veal. That was a great idea of yours, taking Corey's space cruiser.
Well, I've been checking over this evidence Corey gathered. You know, if this ever got to court, I'd be finished.
Well, there's nothing to worry about now. All we've got to do is lay low.
Henry! Oh, no.
What's the matter, Mr. Veal?
Oh, the stimutron. I left it in the truck.
Oh, well, there's probably one in Lowell City Clinic on Mars.
I can't just walk into the clinic with every space patrolman in the universe looking for me. I got to have those treatments. You know what that Venus fever does to me. It makes me helpless as a baby.
Well, what are we going to do? We can't go back to Venus.
Of course not. Henry, this is awful. Listen.
What?
I thought I heard the compartment door close back out.
Oh, you're just nervous. Relax, Mr. Veal. You'll think of a way to get those treatments.
Yeah, sure. I just got to.
Buzz, Happy, I hope you won't be angry with...
What are you doing aboard?
Well, I thought
Mr.
this
Veal.
was...
It's the girl we saw at the hotel.
Shut up, Henry. All right, miss. What are you doing aboard our ship?
Your ship? This is Commander Corey's ship, Mr. Vio.
You know who I am. You have the advantage of me, Miss...
Carlisle. Carol Carlisle.
The Secretary General's daughter.
That's right, and I demand you return this ship to Venus immediately.
That's impossible.
We can't keep her with us, Mr. Veal. She's dynamite. The smartest thing for us to do is drop her off somewhere and be sure she's safe.
Yes, I know. You're right, Henry. But if we do, we're running a good chance of being captured. Why did you have to spoil everything by being aboard?
I had some information to give Commander Corey about you, Mr. V.O., and your friend Bob Henry. I was going to tell them where they could find you.
Well, your attempt at playing detective has put you in a delicate position, and me in a dangerous one.
Can't let anything happen to her, Mr. Veal. I'd say it's worth the risk to see she's returned safely.
Wait a minute. Maybe this is a break for us after all.
Yeah, some break.
We can get this girl off our hands and still have a chance to avoid being captured. Henry, we'll go on to my hideout on Mars. I know how we can contact Corey without the risk of being captured.
Commander, communications picked up Carol's voice on Spaceophone Channel 87.
What?
It's being taped, sir.
Channel 87.
Perfectly safe. I can't tell you where I am, but Don Vio and Bob Henry intend to release me.
That's her, sir.
This is Don Vio, Commander.
Vio's got her.
Don't try to contact me, just listen. I've got Carol Carlisle, but it's her fault, not mine.
That's true. I was aboard your private cruiser at Venus City Spaceport. After the ship blasted off, I came out to give you some information about Vio and found him and Bob Henry at the controls.
Just keep listening, Corey. Carol's voice and mine are on a microtape, automatically repeated from a robot-controlled rocket. It won't do you any good to locate the rocket.
He's a tricky crook, all right.
Get this, Corey. I want to get Carol off my hands. All I ask is a break. I've got Venus fever. If I don't get that stimatron back, I'm finished. Here's my proposition. Put a man in a spacesuit and drop him off in space at a point which I will give you in a moment. Withdraw your ship 10,000 DUs and wait 2 hours. I will pick up the stimutron from your agent and leave Carol near him. Also in a spacesuit, of course. Now get this. Carol's suit will be equipped with a cartridge that can be exploded by an electronic signal from my ship.
Oh, that space train.
Quiet, Happy.
If any attempt is made by your men to space a phone, you, before the 2-hour limit is up, I'll detonate the cartridge. Now, here's the point to drop off your men.
Write this down, Happy.
Yes, sir.
Sector 4, Jupiter orbit, at intersection of celestial meridian 22, sun ecliptic angle 2 degrees, 23 minutes, 15.84 seconds.
Got it, sir.
If you agree to these terms, spaceophone your answer on 139 megacycles. I'll be listening. Stand by for a repeat of this tape. VO out.
Cut it, Happy. The tape is on automatic rewind.
What are you going to do, Commander? Give him the stimutron?
Of course. I want Vio, but I want him alive. When we get Carol back safely, we can go after Vio with everything we've got. Switch to 139 megacycles, Happy. As I computed, Happy, this is the location Vio specified. I'll reverse rockets and stop the ship.
Right, sir. I'll get into my spacesuit.
Now, there's the stimutron.
Well, what about that gadget I'm supposed to attach to Vio's ship?
Oh, right here.
Well, it's a miniature spaceophone transmitter.
Uh-huh. With a magnetic attachment to hold it to the hull of the ship. It's set to start sending a signal 2 hours after it's fastened to the ship. All right, into the airlock, Happy. Don't waste your spacesuit transmitter until I contact you. Remember that explosive cartridge in Carol's suit. Commander Corey aboard Terra 5, calling Cadet Happy. Come in, Happy.
Happy to Commander Corey. Are the 2 hours up?
Yes, did Vio show up?
Yes, sir. Everything worked fine. He dropped Carol out quite a distance from me, and I've been using my jetpack to get over to her.
Is she all right?
I don't know, sir. She hasn't moved. She's just floating. I haven't been able to contact you by spaceophone.
I'll come and pick both of you up.
I've reached her now, sir. Why, that sneaking crook.
What's the matter, Happy?
Carol isn't here, Commander. The spacesuit is empty.
We'll be back with Space Patrol in just a moment. Hey, you want to have some fun, gang? Listen to this jet cycle. Why, it's just a putt-putt, that's all it is, because all it has to go on is ordinary fuel. But pour in some super fuel and then see what happens. Wow, that jet cycle is supercharged now. Yes, sir, when it comes to supercharging, there's only one answer: super fuel. And the same thing holds true for you, especially in the morning when you haven't eaten for hours. To really get going, you have to get supercharged. Now, here's Buzz Corey's way of doing that. He eats a power breakfast with rice checks or wheat checks, the super cereals. And boy, oh boy, you ought to see how the commander dives into that checks. Yes, sirree, gang. Checks are really good. They're so good, you grab the biggest bowl you can find, you shake in the checks, pour on the milk, sprinkle on the sugar, and that's it. You're eating the best tasting cereal in the universe. And to make a good thing even better, rice checks and wheat checks have that modern bite-sized design for easy eating. Zip, zip, zip. That's how easy it is to eat checks. Now remember, gang, a rip-roaring breakfast with checks is Buzz Corey's way of getting supercharged. So get going in the morning the way he does. Get out a big bowl and fill it with rice checks or wheat checks, the super cereals that help to supercharge you. Commander Corey and Cadet Happy have followed to the letter the agreement with Don Vio, who promised to return the Secretary General's daughter Carol at a prearranged point in the Jupiter orbit. But instead of Carol, Vio pushed an empty spacesuit out of his ship. The commander has arrived at the scene of the rendezvous, and Happy, now aboard the commander's ship, is removing his spacesuit.
That double-crossing, underhanded space rat.
Vio is all of that, but now we've got to help Carol.
He must have done something to her, and now he's got the stimutron.
He's also got a miniature spaceophone attached to his ship.
Hey, that's right. Do you think we can pick up the signal yet?
Now turn on our receiver.
Hey, it's working, sir. Now we can track him down.
Yes, we've got to be careful. As long as Carol's in his hands, we can't take a chance on closing in on him.
Oh, doggone it. Cosmic ray interference.
See if you can filter it out, Happy.
Yes, sir. All the times for that to happen. Well, it seems to be getting worse.
We'll keep on this vector. Maybe we'll pick up the signal again.
I got it, Henry. The stimutron.
Oh, good. Any trouble?
No, not a bit. Corey and the cadet were as good as their word. Have you found Carol yet?
No. Frankly, I haven't looked. If she was stupid enough to crawl out the back room window, let her take the consequences.
Don't you understand? If she's not found, we'll have to take the consequences.
Oh, all right, Mr. Vio. Come on. We'll look for her.
No. You look for her. I got to hook up the stimutron and take a treatment. I'm getting an attack of Venus fever.
The interference is gone, sir, and I've got a fix on the signal.
Good.
It's coming from the direction of Mars, and the source is stationary.
Then Vio has landed. We'll head for Mars and locate the ship.
I've got it, sir. The ship's down in the Tharsis Hills.
Let's scan the terrain with the viewscope, Happy.
Yes, sir. There's the ship. Shall we come in lower, sir?
No, not in this ship. We can't let Vio know we've located him.
How about notifying other units and swoop in quick and surround him?
Remember, for all we know, Carol's still safe. If Vio's cornered, there's no telling what he might do to her.
Well, then we're stymied.
No, not quite. There's one way we can land a ship fairly close to his hideout without making him suspicious.
What's that, sir?
Commercial atmosphere ships fly over this part of Mars, so we'll head for Lowell City and borrow one.
Well, wouldn't Vio get suspicious if a commercial ship landed in that deserted section?
Sure, if it was an ordinary landing. That's why I'm going to spaceophone ahead and order a couple of crash suits.
Crash suits?
Uh-huh. We're going to stage an accident right in Vio's front yard.
Carol! Miss Carol, I see you. Don't try to get away. Come here. You little fool. Where do you think you're going?
I thought I could get to a relay station.
There isn't one for miles. Besides, you're heading the wrong direction. Now, come back to the shack.
And if I refuse?
Then I'll carry you back. Why don't you be sensible? When the sun goes down, you'll freeze out here. What was the idea of running away in the first place? Vio was going to return you to Corey.
I don't trust him.
Well, one thing's certain. You won't survive the night out here in this hill. So you might as well trust us. It's to our advantage now to get you back safely.
Well, all right.
Well, now you're showing some good sense for a change.
We're getting closer.
Yes, we can cut the signal now. Well, fasten your safety belt, Happy. Here's where we develop power failure.
I'm all set, sir. I guess.
Now, Hap, here's where I make the worst landing of my career. Nervous?
When I put the shock suit on, I thought I could jump off a skyscraper in it, but now I'm not so sure.
Near that knoll, Hap. 100 yards from Vio ship. Now, brace yourself. Here we go. Well, Here we are. Everybody out.
A very realistic crash, sir.
Are you all right?
I guess so. Except I can't move my right foot. It's caught in the wreckage.
Does it hurt?
No, sir. The padding of the suit protected it. It's just wedged in.
Vio or his partner will be running out here very soon. Maybe I can pry that bent duralloy apart and get you out before they get here.
But why don't we go ahead with our original plan? Leave me here in the ship while you circle around to the shack.
Our original plan didn't call for you to be helpless.
Well, that'll make it look all the more like a real crack-up. Besides, Carol may be in danger.
Yeah, you may be right, Hap, but you'll be safer if you pretend to be unconscious.
Yes, sir.
I'll climb out the port. Hey, we did a good job. What a mess. If you're in trouble, use your miniature spacer phone. I'll keep mine on.
Here, where are you going?
To the ship.
Oh, no, you don't. I'll get back to the shack.
But somebody might be hurt. We've got to help them.
Nobody could be alive in that mess.
Well, I'm going to see anyway.
Carol, come back here. We've got to get Bio and blast off before the rescue ships arrive.
Get Vio if you want. I'm going to help.
Carol, come away from that wreck. It might explode.
Oh, that poor pilot. I have to get him out.
It's all right, Carol.
Happy. Are you hurt?
No, I'm okay. The commander and I planned it.
Miss Carol, get away from that wreck.
That's Bob Henry, Vio's partner.
Pretend you don't know me.
Miss Carol, if you don't get away from here...
Pilot's unconscious. Why don't you go get Mr. Vio?
Yeah, now, isn't it lucky he was wearing a crash suit? Stand back, Carol. Let me have a look at him. Oh, Corey's friend, the cadet. All right, snap out of it, cadet.
Leave him alone.
Quit playing possum. I heard you talking to Carol.
All right. Quit shaking.
I'll get out of the ship.
I can't. My foot's caught.
Oh, it is. Well, I guess you won't be much trouble. But just to make sure...
What are you going to do?
Give the cadet an anesthetic.
Don't hit him.
Oh, my hand. That blow never even phased him.
It's the shock suit, stupid. And if you come near me, I'll clout you into the next sector of Mars.
Yeah, there's no use bothering with you. Commander's probably around here somewhere. I've got a way to handle both of you.
What are you going to do?
Plant this cartridge in the wreckage where the cadet can't reach it.
No. Give me that.
Get away.
Hey, don't shove her around like that.
It'll get worse than shoving around in a minute. There. Now, if I have to detonate that cartridge, cadet, well, with all these metal fragments and the remaining fuel trickling through the wreckage, there ought to be quite an explosion.
Henry, you can't do that.
And it's up to you to see that I don't have to. Come on, Carol. I'll get Vio in the detonating control. And, cadet, if Corey's smart, he'll let you stay alive to see us blast off. All right, go on in, Carol. Hurry up.
Yeah, good work. You found her.
Did you hear that crash, Vio?
Yeah, I saw the ship hit the other side of the knoll. I was going out when I saw you and Carol run over. No survivors, I suppose?
Too many. Vio, we've got to get out of here. Corey and the cadets staged that crash.
What?
The cadet's pinned in the wreckage. Corey's probably around somewhere.
Come on, then. We got to get to our ship and blast off.
Wait a minute. Where's that detonator unit? The one that explodes these cartridges.
It's on the shelf. What do you need that for? Let's get out of here.
I've planted a cartridge in the wreck to take care of Corey and the cadet. Okay, now let's go.
We'll have to take Carol with us for protection. Corey will send a flock of patrol ships after us. Come on, Carol, let's go.
Take your hands off of me.
Let go of her, Vio. Get your hands up. You too, Henry.
Oh, Buzz!
Hurry. We're blasting off. Put that gun away and step aside.
If you don't, I'll fix that cadet of yours for good.
Buzz, he means it. Henry put one of those electronic cartridges in the wreckage.
And all I've got to do is press this button and transmit a signal that'll blow that wrecked ship to bits.
Play it smart, Corey.
Give me that gadget, Henry.
I warn you, don't come any closer.
One more step and your cadet's a goner.
We'll see.
Right, press the button, Henry.
Right.
Oh, Buzz!
Corey, I didn't think you'd make me do it.
Oh, well, it was a wreck anyway.
Happy, I thought that you...
Carol, stand back.
Rush them, Henry.
Carol, get out of the way.
Henry, get the gun.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh!
Have any more ideas, Vio?
No.
Buzz, I nearly died when that wreck exploded. I thought that Happy would be blown to bits.
I caught a glimpse of Happy through the window. He'd already gotten out of the ship. I couldn't tip you off in front of these two.
I pried myself out of the wreck with a hunk of loose metal.
Happy, let's get these characters into their ship and take them to Terra.
Yes, sir. Come on, Henry, on your feet.
Vio, Where's that pouch full of evidence you stole from us?
They destroyed it, Buzz. They burned it.
Yeah, at least we got ahead of you there, Corey. Now you can't convict us of larceny and fraud.
That isn't going to help you, V.O.
No, compared with what we've got on you now, larceny and fraud are going to sound like flattery.
An exciting preview of next week's thrilling Space Patrol adventure in just a moment. But first...
Hi, boys and girls. This is your commander reminding you to send in today for a pair of space binoculars. Send in today because this offer is soon going to end. You see, I don't want you to get left without one of these swell new binoculars. They're an item I want every single one of you to have. I just couldn't get along without my space binoculars. And for you to be a real space patroller, for you to be one of my own gang, you should have a pair of official Space Patrol space binoculars, too. So don't get left out. Send for your space binoculars today. They make everything in the distance look bigger and clearer. You don't even have to hold them. You slip them over your head and a strong elastic band holds them snugly to your eyes. You can study birds in the trees, spot planes in the sky, read faraway signs, see who's coming up the block, and do all kinds of other things with them all year long. Yes, sir, they're the real McCoy. 4-power space binoculars exactly like mine. Big plastic binoculars, 5 inches long and 5 inches wide. When you wear them, they stand out from your eyes 3.5 inches. So you see, they're not flimsy celluloid goggles or a mask. Now, don't get left out. This is the biggest value we've ever offered, and the offer soon ends. Captain Dick Tufeld, tell the gang how to get their space binoculars.
Buy a box of Instant Ralston. Then, with your name and address, send 25 cents in coin and an Instant Ralston box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good only in the USA and may be withdrawn at any time. Gang, if you don't agree your binoculars are tops, return them and we'll return your money. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, an action preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy have descended into a canyon on Venus to rescue a wounded space pilot. As they reach the injured man, a flash flood roars down the river, piling water up behind the dam above them.
We gotta get him out of here quickly, Happy. The water's rising fast. Once we get him to the ledge, we shouldn't have any trouble carrying him to the top.
It's a landslide. Press close to the dam and keep your head down.
Smoking rockets, that was close.
Hurry. You gotta get him up the path. There may be another landslide.
Commander, look up there. Most of the ledge is swept away. We're trapped.
Be sure to be with us next Saturday for the exciting story, The Mysterious Meteor, when Wheat Chex, Rice Chex, and Good Hot Ralston again present Space Patrol!
This is Commander Corey congratulating a great organization on its 43rd birthday, the Boy Scouts of America. You're an inspiration to youth, a part of America itself. Space Patrol salutes you, Boy Scouts of America.
Space Patrol, an original Mike Moser production starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Lynn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston, directed by Larry Robertson. Other players were Ken Mayer, Virginia Hewitt, Bela Kovach, and Stephen Robertson. Dick Tufeld speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when Wheat Chex, Rice Chex, and Good Hot Ralston again present the new exciting Space Patrol. And be sure to see another exciting Space Patrol program on your local ABC TV station. Consult your paper for time and channel. Space Patrol comes to you transcribed from Hollywood. This is ABC Radio Network.
I say, Wilcox, you're keeping me in suspense.
No, but not for long, Remingchester, old man. I'll tell you here and now, you just can't find anything, man, beast, or battery, to beat the liquid reserve of a genuine Autolite Stay Full battery.
That's a powerful statement, Wilcox.
That's a powerful battery, Remingchester. Needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use.
Extraordinary. Well, I must be on my way if I'm to find a more capacious camel. After all, life is short.
Not the life of the Autolite Stay Full battery. With fiberglass retaining mats at every positive plate, Autolite Stay Full batteries give 70% longer average life than batteries without the Stay Full features. That's based on recent tests conducted according to SAE life cycle standards. See your Autolite dealer soon, friends, because you're always right with Autolite.
Our next broadcast was an American media franchise created by Robert Arthur and David Kogan. The radio anthology series debuted in 1943 and ran until 1952. The concept was later adapted to magazine and comic book format. We present to you The Mysterious Traveler, right here on HOJO Radio.
The Mysterious Traveler. This is the Mysterious Traveler, inviting you to join me on another journey into the realm of the strange and the terrifying. I hope you will enjoy the trip, that it will thrill you a little and chill you a little. So settle back, get a good grip on your nerves, and be comfortable, if you can. Where are we going? We're going to join Charles Foster as he takes an excursion into crime. I call the story The Case of Charles Foster. Late one evening several years ago, when I was practicing medicine in a large eastern city, I visited Charles Foster, a friend and patient of mine. I took with me Flush, a cocker spaniel he had entrusted to me.
Hello, Doctor. Glad you were able to come. I see you brought Flush. Hello, Flush, old boy.
He's missed you, Charles.
I've missed him too, Doctor. Been quite lonesome without him these past few months. Down, boy. It's a good dog.
How do you feel, Charles?
Oh, I'm all right, Doctor. You needn't worry about me.
I'm glad to hear that.
I suppose you've been quite puzzled about everything that's happened these past months.
Frankly, Charles, I have. Even now, I find it difficult to believe that you could...
Doctor, I'm going to tell you something that I've never told anyone. I thought I'd go to the grave with my secret, but, we've always been friends, and I'd like you to know the truth.
As you wish, Charles.
Strange how little people know of one another. For 10 years, Agatha and I were married, and to the outside world, we were a happily married couple. But in the privacy of our home, I found life with Agatha a nightmare.
I never would have guessed that.
For 10 years, I stood her sharp tongue and constant nagging. I might have gone on taking it the rest of my life. Fate hadn't decreed otherwise. It was 3 years ago on a beautiful spring evening that fate stepped in to change the entire course of my life.
Is that you, Charles?
Yes, Agatha.
Did you remember to buy me some more of my cough medicine?
Yes, here it is. Supper ready?
Some men would be more interested in their wives' health than their own suppers.
I'm sorry, Agatha, but you really don't look sick to me.
That's because you don't care. I'm not well, and you know it. I work myself to death day in and day out, keeping this house clean. And little thanks do I get for it.
I've told you before, Agatha, if the house is too much for you, hire a maid.
And how exactly can we afford a maid on your miserable bookkeeper's salary?
Well, if you can't manage it out of my salary, there's always the $50,000 your father left you.
That money is mine, and I'm not spending a single cent of it. It's up to you to provide a maid.
All right, Agatha. Please, let's not quarrel. Oh, hello, Flush. How are you, old boy?
Oh, you care more about that dog than you do me.
You know that isn't true.
It is. Sometimes I think the only reason you come home is because of that dirty old dog.
Quiet,
Get away from me. All he does is eat and put his filthy paws on my furniture. I want you to get rid of that dog, Charles.
Get rid of him?
Yes. Buy some poison at the drugstore and dispose of him.
You can't stand to see me have anything that makes me happy, can you? Well, I'm not getting rid of him.
Charles, this is my house, not yours. And I don't want him here.
Come on, Flush.
Don't think that by walking away that ends the matter, Charles Foster. You'd better get rid of that dog, do you hear?
Glad to get out of the house, eh, old boy? So am I. It's a beautiful evening, isn't it? Come on, boy, we're going to take a long walk. want to turn around and go home now, Flush? No, neither do I.
Pardon me, but aren't you Charles?
Julia Sanders!
Charles, I thought it was you.
Oh, let me look at you. Oh, Julia, you haven't changed a bit. You're as lovely as... How long has it been since we last saw each other?
10 years, almost 11.
Has it really been that long? Julia, have you ever forgiven me for what happened?
Of course, Charles.
I was so insanely in love with you, Julia, that I couldn't bear to have other men look at you. You know that I didn't mean...
I know, Charles.
I've thought of that night constantly. It's been like a nightmare ever since.
Please, Charles, it's all past and forgotten now.
You were perfectly justified in breaking our engagement. After what I'd done, there was nothing else you could do.
I understand you married Agatha Winthrop a year after I'd gone abroad.
Yes, Julia. After you left for Europe, people kept telling me what a wonderful wife Agatha would make me. I allowed myself to be convinced and married her.
Well, I'm sure everything turned out for the best.
But it didn't, Julia. Almost from the beginning, our marriage was a failure. For these past 5 years, Agatha and I have merely been living together under the same roof.
Oh, I'm sorry, Charles, that it didn't turn out well.
Nothing turned out well, Julia, after I lost you. I hope things have been better with you these past 11 years.
Oh, I can't complain. I spent a number of years in Paris studying art and working at dress designing. I only came back a few months ago.
You've never married?
No. I'm working now for Morgan's department store as their art director.
Oh, really? Well, my office is only a few blocks from there. Look, Julia, why don't we have lunch together tomorrow? There are so many things I'd like to know.
Well, I'd like to, Charles, but I think it would be much better that we don't.
Oh, now, surely, Julia, there's no harm in two old friends having lunch together, is there?
No, I suppose not.
I won't take no for an answer. Do you know where Drake's restaurant is?
Yes.
Will 1 o'clock tomorrow be all right?
Yes, that's my usual lunch hour.
Good, then it's a date. Strange, isn't it, Doctor? The way after 11 years, Julia and I bumped into each other. If we hadn't, what followed would never have happened.
It's such small things as an accidental meeting that often change the course of one's life.
Yes, I know that now, but I didn't then. I met Julia for lunch the next day, and soon we were having lunch together every day. And for the first time in years, life began to mean something. Merely seeing Julia for 1 hour a day made life worth living.
I understand, Charles.
We'd have lunch together, and then we'd go for a walk in the park. I sensed at the time that Julia, too, was lonely and in the need of friendship. The summer passed swiftly and happily. I should have realized that things couldn't go on that way, but I didn't.
You mean you fell in love with Julia?
Fell in love with her? I don't think I'd ever really stopped loving her. I became aware of how much I really cared for her one warm autumn day as we were walking through the park together. Julia.
Yes, Charles?
What about going to the theater with me tonight?
I wish you hadn't asked me, Charles.
Why?
Because it means we can't go on seeing each other anymore.
But why shouldn't we go on seeing each other?
Because you aren't satisfied any longer just to see me at lunch, and it isn't right for us to go out together at night.
But surely there's no harm in our going to the theater together.
You're married, Charles. That's reason enough.
All right, Julia. Forget I ever asked you. But at least we can go on having lunch together, can't we?
No, Charles.
Oh, but...
Can't you see? Things can never be the way they were. We've become dependent upon each other, and we have no right to be. We can't go on seeing each other any longer. It isn't fair to Agatha.
But you know that Agatha and I mean nothing to each other. We haven't for years.
Nevertheless, she's your wife.
Julia, you know I love you. I've always loved you, and I can't do without you.
Charles, you're just making it difficult for both of us.
Julia, you do love me, don't you?
Yes. But can't you see, it's no use. I remember Agatha only too well. She'd never give you a divorce.
I know she won't. I've asked her a dozen times in the past 5 years, but she said she'll never give me one.
I want to part now, Charles. Right here.
Must we?
Yes. Goodbye, Charles.
My life seemed to end that day, Doctor, with our parting. I went through the motions of living, but nothing seemed to matter any longer.
I can well understand that.
Well, months went by. Every day after work, I stayed in town, unable to face an evening at home with Agatha. When I did arrive home late at night, she'd be waiting for me.
Is that you, Charles?
Yes, Agatha. Sorry if I woke you.
Now, lot you care. Coming in night after night at all hours, leaving me alone in this big house. Oh, don't think I don't know what you're up to. I know you're kind, Charles Foster.
You better go to sleep, Agatha.
A fine chance I have to sleep with you putting on the bathroom light. You know I can't sleep when that light's on.
Take me a minute to brush my teeth, then I'll turn off the light. Agatha.
Well, what is it now?
What's this bottle of prussic acid doing in the medicine chest? That's a deadly poison.
I know that. I got it from Mrs. Smedley, the druggist's wife. She used it to get rid of an old cat they had. When I told her about Flush, she said it was a thing...
What's that about Flush?
I said Mrs. Smedley gave me that bottle of prussic acid so I could get rid of Flush. I'm going to put him out of his misery tomorrow.
You'll do no such thing, do you hear? If you so much as lay a hand on Flush, I'll kill you. I'll kill you, do you understand?
Yes, Charles.
You get rid of that poison tomorrow. Let's have no more talk of putting Flush out of his misery. I lay awake for hours, Doctor, unable to fall asleep. Julia's breaking off with me and my wife's refusal to give me a divorce. And the prussic acid she meant to poison Flush with had left me all worked up. Then Agatha began coughing. That cough she'd cultivated for years to give people the impression that she was an invalid. Well, after she'd coughed her usual 5 minutes or so, she got out of bed and started for the bathroom where she kept her cough medicine.
Oh, drat that chair.
Why don't you turn on the light so you can see where you're going?
I can see perfectly well where I'm going. Besides, on your salary, we can't afford to waste electricity.
I knew there wasn't any use in saying anything more. For years, Agatha had gotten up every night and groped her way to the medicine chest where her cough medicine was. Nothing could make her change her habits. I lay in bed listening as she opened the medicine chest and fumbled in the corner where she always kept the bottle. As I heard her groping for her medicine, I suddenly thought of the bottle that was standing next to it. The bottle of prussic acid. Without thinking, it came to mind. If only she'd take the prussic acid instead of the cough medicine. If she did, I would be free. Free of her constant nagging and whining. Free to see Julia. Then I knew it was useless to hope for such a mistake to happen. Agatha's cough medicine always stood in the same corner of the medicine chest. Even in the dark, she'd never take the bottle of prussic acid. And then it came to me. What if the bottles were to be switched? What if the following night the prussic acid were placed in the customary spot of the cough medicine? Suddenly it was all very clear to me what I was going to do. Agatha?
Well?
Agatha, I've been thinking over what you said about Flush.
What?
I suppose you're right. Flush should be disposed of.
He certainly should. He's old and he's smelly. It'll be a blessing for him to be put out of his misery.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry I shouted at you before, Agatha, but, well, I see now that you're right.
When are you going to do it?
Oh, we'll wait until Saturday.
And none too soon, either.
You're sure the prussic acid won't make him suffer?
Nonsense. Of course it won't. Mrs. Smedley said nothing worked faster than prussic acid.
Oh, you told her what it was for. That's fine. Very well, Agatha. Just leave everything to me. The next night, Doctor, after Agatha was in bed, I quietly stole into the bathroom and opened the medicine chest. I compared the bottle of cough medicine with that of the prussic acid. They were both small bottles, almost identical in size. I removed the cough medicine from where it stood in the corner of the chest and replaced it with the poison. Then I went to bed and waited impatiently for Agatha to start coughing. Can I get you a glass of water or something, Agatha?
Oh, water won't do any good. What I need is my cough medicine. Oh, that's that chair.
Why don't you turn on the light?
Because I can see perfectly in the dark. Besides, someone's got to economize on the electricity in this house.
I lay there in the darkness, listening to her grumble as she opened the door of the medicine chest. The blood pounded in my ears as I heard her fumbling for the bottle. Would she feel the slight difference in the bottle when she picked it up? Scarcely able to breathe, I waited. Listened. Then she fell to the floor. I quickly got out of bed, turned on the lights, and went into the bathroom. She was lying on the floor, quite dead. There was an agonized look on her face. I returned the bottle of cough medicine to its proper place, and then I phoned the police.
Now, you say, Mr. Foster, that your wife was in the habit of going every night to the medicine chest for a few drops of her cough medicine.
Yes, that's right.
And she never turned on the lights when she went to the medicine chest.
Oh, no, sir.
Wasn't that a bit unusual?
Well, I always used to tell her to turn on the lights, but she said it was a waste of electricity.
I see. And you say your wife, it was her who placed the bottle of prussic acid in the medicine chest next to her cough medicine, eh?
Yes, sir. I'd never touched the bottle of prussic acid. You see, it was my wife who procured it, and she...
Yes, Mr. Smedley, the druggist, has testified that his wife gave it to your wife. Mr. Foster, are you familiar with the contents of your wife's will dated 10 years ago?
Yes, I am.
Then you know, of course, that your wife left her entire estate to the Home for the Aged.
Home for the Aged? Oh, yes. I fought to keep my face expressionless, to prevent him from learning that I hadn't known. All the years we'd been married, Agatha had given me to understand that all her money would go to me. Now I knew that she'd been lying. Her will had been made out in favor of the Home for the Aged for years. I began to feel angry at the way she'd cheated me. But a moment later, I was grateful that she had.
Frankly, Mr. Foster, your wife's death occurred under very suspicious circumstances, to say the least. For years, she'd gone to the medicine chest every night without mishap. And yet, on the second night that there was a bottle of prussic acid in the chest, she met her death. Were it not for the fact that your wife had left her entire estate to the Home for the Aged, I might be inclined to go further with this investigation. As it is, I'll instruct the coroner's jury to bring in a verdict of death through accident. That's all, Mr. Foster.
I walked out of the district attorney's office a free man. A few days later, I moved out of the house which had been Agatha's and took up quarters elsewhere. 6 long and uneventful months passed. I made no effort to contact Julia for fear that the police might still have their suspicions, and then I could stand it no longer. I called on her.
Charles, when I was told you were waiting to see me, I could hardly believe it. I'm so glad to see you again.
Thank you, Julia. It's good to see you again, too.
Charles, you don't look well at all.
These past few months have been something of a strain, Julia, but I'm all right now.
I was tempted so many times to get in touch with you. Then I thought perhaps you didn't want to see anyone.
I did want to see you, Julia, but I was afraid it wouldn't look right.
I understand, Charles.
Now, let's not say anything more of the past. Only the present and the future. Julia, do you think we might try to pick up where we left off last autumn?
We can try, Charles.
Julia and I, Doctor, began to see each other night after night. Life for me became exciting and wonderful the way it had been 11 years ago before Julia and I had broken our engagement.
Didn't you ever stop to think of what you'd done?
You mean Agatha?
Yes.
No, Doctor. They say that a murderer is ever haunted by his crime. But that isn't true. At least it wasn't in my case. To me, Agatha was part of another life in the dim past. I rarely thought of the past, only the present and the future. No, if I had any fears at all, it was the fear that something would spoil the happiness that Julia and I had found together. But nothing did. And a few months later, we were married with you as my best man.
Yes, I remember.
My second marriage was everything that my first hadn't been. The first time in my life I knew what true happiness meant. Julia and I were poor, but that didn't matter, for we had each other. The months swiftly passed. And as our first anniversary approached, it was hard to believe that we'd been married almost a year.
Charles, before you leave for work, will you sign a check for me?
Oh, who's it for, dear?
Never you mind, Mr. Foster. You just leave a signed check. I'll fill in the amount and the party it's meant for.
Mrs. Foster, you're acting very mysterious.
Well, a wife has a right to act mysterious once a year.
Darling, I suspect you're going to use this check to buy me an anniversary present. Well, whatever you get me, please don't make it neckties.
Well, I'll have you know I have very good taste in neckties.
I know you do, dear, but I have to wear them.
You're an ungrateful wretch. Very well, I won't get you ties.
Good, then I'll sign the check for you. And please bear in mind that you can't make this check out for more than $312.50. That's all we have in the bank.
Oh, I'll leave you at least the 50 cents.
You'd better leave a good deal more. We won't be going up to Lake Ellis.
Charles, are we going up to Lake Ellis?
Oh, it slipped out. And I meant it as an anniversary surprise.
Oh, Charles, that's wonderful. When are we going?
This Friday afternoon. I've rented a cabin and a small motorboat on Lake Ellis for the weekend.
Oh, darling, what an exciting surprise. Charles, you're sure it won't be too expensive?
Why, nothing can be too expensive for our first anniversary.
Oh, darling, I've never been so happy.
This looks like a nice place to fish. Let's see, where'd I put that bait?
Here it is, dear.
Thanks, darling. Uh-huh. Here's a nice, fat, dimpled worm. Well, if you can't stand to see me bait him, just turn the other way. Okay. It'll only take me a minute.
Charles, look.
Let's wait till I get this.
There's smoke coming out of the engine hatch.
What's that? Yes, you're right.
It's on fire. There are flames shooting out.
Fire extinguishers at the other end of the boat.
Charles, you'd never make it. You'd be burned.
Yes, you're right. Besides, even the extinguisher wouldn't do much good now. The fire's too big.
What are we going to do? Oh, the heat, it's becoming unbearable.
There's only one thing we can do, Julia. Let's go over the side.
We're almost in the center of the lake. I can't swim.
But I can, dear. I'll manage to keep us above water somehow.
Well, all right, darling. I'll do whatever you say.
We'll come through this, Julia. Now, don't be afraid. Now, I'll slip over the side of the boat first, and you follow.
All right.
Now, hurry, Julia. Let yourself down into the water. I'll keep you afloat.
Yes, Charles.
That's it. Now, let's go to the side of the boat. I have you.
Yes, Charles.
Now, don't be afraid, darling. You see? It's no trouble keeping you above water. Now, just relax, dear. While I swim with you a bit. We've got to get a good distance from the boat. It may explode.
Yes, Charles. Do you see any boats around?
No, but someone's bound to see the fire and come to our rescue. Until they do, we must have courage.
You're tired, aren't you, Charles?
No. Now, don't worry, dear. I can keep us afloat for a long time yet.
Oh, why doesn't someone come to our rescue?
They will. Someone must surely have seen that boat burning.
But Charles, we've been in the water so long.
Oh, it just seems long, darling. It can't be more than 10 minutes.
10 minutes? It feels more like...
Charles! I've got you, Julia. Just for a moment, you slipped away from me.
Oh, darling, it's no use. I'm just a millstone around your neck.
What are you saying?
Why should we both drown? Charles, save yourself.
Save myself?
Yes. I want you to let go of me.
Let go of you? No, never.
Yes, you must. You're too tired to keep me.
No, darling. Either we're both saved or we're both drowned.
No, I won't have you throw your life away. Let go of me.
Julia, stop trying to break loose. Julia, darling, don't. I can't live without you. Julia, stop struggling.
Save yourself.
Help, my wife. My wife.
Yeah, we saw it all. Hey, Mike, he's passed out. Get him before he goes under.
I got him. Here, help me get him aboard, Skipper.
All right. Any sign of his wife?
She's gone, Skipper.
Yeah, too bad. Well, if it's the last thing I do, I aim to see justice done to this fella. She never had a chance. You see him shove her under? It was murder, that's what it was. Now, Mr. Foster, both of the men who rescued you claim that as they approached you and your late wife in their boat, they saw you struggling with her. You admit this?
Yes. Yes, but I tell you, I was trying to save her, not drown her.
No, you were trying to save her. But both the witnesses testified they saw you push her head under.
They're wrong. I wasn't pushing her under. I was trying to bring her to the surface. You must believe me.
Oh, Mr. Foster. You maintain that you were rescuing your wife, not drowning her.
Yes.
Is it true, Mr. Foster, that you were engaged to your wife 11 years ago and that she broke the engagement?
Yes, that's true.
Would you mind telling the jury why she broke the engagement?
We had a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding? Do you call shooting the woman you're engaged to just a misunderstanding?
No. You must let me explain. It's true that 11 years ago I did shoot Julia, but I've been drinking. I didn't know what I was
doing. Mr. Foster, you do admit shooting and wounding her?
Yes.
Have you ever seen this before?
Why, yes. That's the insurance policy I took out for Julia and myself.
Exactly. And when was this policy taken out?
Well, about a month ago.
June 15th, to be exact. And what's the value of this policy, Mr. Foster?
Well, if either my wife or myself died, it provided $10,000 for the survivor.
Yes, Mr. Foster. If either you or your wife died a natural death, it provided $10,000 to the survivor. But there's also a double indemnity clause in this policy, isn't there?
Yes, but
One that provides you with $20,000 if your wife died an accidental death, such as drowning.
Yes, that's true, but I swear I didn't drown my wife. I tell you, I was trying to save her. Save her, not drown her. You must believe me. You must. And that, Doctor, is exactly the way everything happened. Strange, isn't it? The way justice works itself out. I committed murder and escaped punishment. Now I'm paying with my life for the death of the one person I really loved.
It's time to go, Foster.
All right, Warden. Goodbye, Doctor. And take good care of Flush, will you?
Of course, Charles. Goodbye.
All right, Warden. I'm ready. Let's go.
This is the mysterious traveler again. Did you enjoy our little trip? Too bad about Charles Foster, wasn't it? As he was strapped into the electric chair, there was an ironic smile on his lips, for he was being executed for something he had not done. But as Charles himself said, justice has a strange way of working itself out. I knew another man once who thought it would be a simple thing to dispose of his wife. Unfortunately, he... Oh, you're getting off here? I'm sorry. But perhaps we'll meet again soon. I take this same train every week at this time.
You have just heard Chapter 64 of The Mysterious Traveler, a series of dramas of the strange and the terrifying. In tonight's story, the case of Charles Foster, Humphrey Davis played Charles Foster, Nancy Sheridan played Julia, and Joan Shea played Agatha. The Mysterious Traveler is written by Bob Arthur and David Cogan, and original music is played by Henry Silburn. The entire production is under the direction of Jock McGregor. Listen next week to a tale titled
Blood Money.
Another tale of the Mysterious Traveler. The Mysterious Traveler is presented by WOR Mutual from the WOR Studios in New York. This is Mutual.
I'd like to say a few words about health. Over 50% of all family colds can be traced to uneven heat or overheating in the home. So protect your family's health by burning blue coal, America's finest anthracite. Then you will be sure of steady, lasting, healthful heat at less cost. The next time you order fuel, ask for blue coal by name. You don't have to get a full supply. Your nearest blue coal dealer will be glad to send you a trial ton. Phone him tomorrow.
Stay tuned to HOJO Radio.
The mysterious traveler.
This is the mysterious traveler, inviting you to join me on another journey into the realm of the strange and the terrifying. I hope you will enjoy the trip, and it will thrill you a little and chill you a little. So settle back, get a good grip on your nerves, and be comfortable, if you can. For tonight, we're going on the strangest journey we've taken yet. We're going down into the dark and fearsome depths of the sea to watch fate settle her accounts with the arch enemy of mankind. In a story I call Death Comes for Adolf Hitler. My story begins in the radio room of the American destroyer Spindrift, on patrol duty somewhere in the Atlantic. It is late at night. Chief radio man Mike Williams, headphones over his ears, is checking on the dozens of messages whispering through the ether. Beside Mike, his relief man Joe Norman is sitting back with his feet up, working a crossword puzzle and mournfully humming to himself.
I shall never go home. I'm tired, I want to go to bed. A little quiet,
Joe, cut it.
Huh? What is it, Mike?
Cut it, Joe, cut it. I'm getting something. You can just barely hear it.
Something for us, Joe?
Shh, wait. I'm getting it stronger now. There, it's clearer. Holy cow.
Yeah, what is it?
It's a German sub. On the bottom and calling for help.
Ain't that something? Shall I notify the skipper?
No, nothing we can do. Must be hundreds of miles away. Get a pencil and put on those headphones. We'll take down the message, whatever it is.
Okay, I got a pencil here. I got the phones on, but... Are you kidding me? I can't hear a thing.
Of course I'm not kidding. I tell you, I had it just now, then it faded out. Wait a minute. It's coming back in again.
Hello? This is Oberleutnant Reiner, the undersea boat Wolf. Listen to me. Anybody who may be picking up this message, please listen to me. There's nothing anybody can do to help us, but please listen anyway. Makes it easier if I can talk. Easier to face what is coming. Because we are doomed. We know it. Only yesterday afternoon, as we were cruising on the surface, recharging our batteries, we thought our mission was as good as accomplished. I was up on the conning tower with Captain Metz. With us was our passenger, our very special passenger who called himself Herr Schmidt. Of course, that was not his name, and we all know who he was.
A beautiful day, Herr Captain. Particularly gratifying after our long submersion.
Yes, Your Excellency. Pardon me, Herr Schmidt. But we could take no chances on surfacing until we were safely past the area of Allied patrols.
Of course not, Captain Metz. You must not take the slightest risk, as long as I am aboard.
I am aware of that. Do not worry. You will reach your destination safely. I estimate that tomorrow midnight we will take our contact with the South American coast, and our journey will be over.
Good. Understand, Herr Captain? No word of this trip must ever be breathed to the world, or yourself, or any other member of your crew.
It is understood. You may rest assured. My crew is well trained.
The world must not know or guess that back in the fatherland it is a devil who rules. We have lost, but I shall yet win.
It would be disloyal of me to believe anything else, Herr Schmidt.
South America, I will make my plans. The world will think me dead, suicide, on the day Germany falls. But instead, I will be safely hidden, so I can direct our rebirth.
Quite so.
Our enemies will yet feel the might of my vengeance. I will return to lead my people to victory, however long it may take.
Of course, Herr Schmidt.
Lifeboat, 3 points off the starboard bow. Lifeboat, 3 points to starboard.
Pitching and tossing on the waves ahead of us was a lifeboat. It was crowded with gaunt-faced, bearded men who watched us pull alongside with hostile eyes. A dozen yards from them, Captain Metz ordered the engine stop. And then as our passenger looked on, his cloak pulled up to conceal his face, Captain Metz questioned the men in the lifeboat.
You're in the lifeboat. Who is in charge?
I am, blast your eyes.
What is your name? What ship? What cargo did you carry? What berth were you cleared for?
Captain Peter Jensen of the Mountain. Now let yourself. We were a relief ship carrying food and medical supplies to Greece when one of your murdering undersea dogs torpedoed us.
That is all, Captain Jensen. You may pull away now. The nearest land is 300 miles due west of you.
I will pull away. Pull, men. Let's get where we can breathe air not contaminated by this scum.
And then, just as the lifeboat started to pull away, the wind unexpectedly whipped aside the cloak that our passenger was using to conceal his face. And in the lifeboat, Captain Peter Jensen, a burly giant of a man, recognized him.
Men, stop! Stop! You see that slinking rat in the ship of a man trying to hide his face? You know who that is? Take a good look at him so you can tell your children you've seen the murderer of mankind himself, the arch-devil who really gave the orders that sent our comrades to the bottom.
I fear you have been recognized, Herr Schmidt.
Stop them! Turn your guns on them! Destroy their boat, Herr Commandant! No one must live to report having seen me!
Very well, Herr Schmidt. Forward guns, prepare to fire!
Forward guns, ready to fire!
Give them 2 rounds. Forward gun, fire!
Forward guns, fire! You filthy murdering dogs! So you're going to murder us too! You there on the bridge, listen to me! Every one of us will be waiting for you when your time comes! All of us, big you hounds and jackals and murderers, we'll be waiting for you, every one of us! We'll be waiting for you, and someday we'll get you. Remember that? Someday we'll get you. Fire!
They are gone? Yes, we have finished them. There will be no eyewitnesses to tell of seeing you aboard a submarine in these waters, Herr Schmidt.
It's good. World never know that I have left Germany. Must never guess. The whole future, the fatherland. What is that sound?
Bomber. Patrol bombers coming this way. Get below at once. We are going to submerge.
We made a crash dive into the depths of the ocean. A few bombs exploded, but far away. The patrol planes were too late. Captain Metz gave the necessary orders while our illustrious passenger looked on, his face pale, drops of sweat on his brow.
What is our depth now, Muller? 75 feet, sir. Good. Then we should...
The bombs! They're coming closer!
No, they have lost us. They are bombing at random now. Yes, we are safe now. Depth, Muller.
90 feet, sir.
90 is good enough. Level her.
Level her, sir.
We will take course 180 and... Level her, I said. We are still making a 5-degree dive.
The leveling planes do not respond, sir.
We are damaged! The bombs have damaged us!
Impossible. Not one of those bombs was close enough to break an egg. Muller, our depth.
100 feet, sir.
Lieutenant Ryder, order half speed ahead.
Half speed ahead?
The ship's to hand operation of the diving plane.
Hand operation of the diving plane, sir.
Now level her.
Level her, sir.
Well, what's the matter?
Captain, the operating wheel. It will not turn. Not turn?
Diving planes must be jammed, sir.
They will not move. Not at all.
Captain Metz! I demand that you rise to the surface! Something is wrong! Am I safe?
Silence! I am captain of this vessel, and I am giving the orders. Very well. Our leveling planes are jammed. We will surface and clear them. Miller, depth.
120 feet.
the engine. Stop, Major. Blow the forward ballast tanks.
Blow the forward ballast tanks, sir.
Now our bow is coming up. We are leveling off, sir. Hold the STS.
Hold the STS, sir.
Muller.
Yeah, Major.
How fast are we going up?
We are not rising at all, sir.
Not rising? With the motors off, we must be.
We should be. But we are still descending at about 20 feet a minute, Captain.
Captain, I demand to know what's wrong. I order you, take me to the surface. I am just as interested in reaching the surface as you are, Herr Schmidt. Blow the main ballast tank until we start to rise.
Blow the main ballast tank until we start to rise. For 1 hour we struggled to reach the surface, but without success. We still continued settling to the bottom. It was unreal, unbelievable, impossible. The crew stared at each other. They dared not speak their fears aloud. Our illustrious passenger raved and ranted at Captain Metz, screeching about his safety until Metz ordered him to his cabin under pain of being dragged there. We continued with our efforts to raise the submarine to the surface until abruptly Seaman Muller cried a warning.
Captain Metz, there are destroyers above us.
Destroyers?
2 of them. I just picked them up on the phones. They seem to be circling us.
Silence the motors. Stop all pumps. Destroyers, eh? Lieutenant Reiner. Yes, sir? What depth does the chart show? Depth? 50 fathoms with gravel bottom, sir. But there's a fault in the ocean bed just east of our position. A crevice, 1,000 feet deep, sir. We are safely beyond that. Muller, our depth?
200 feet, sir.
Our rate of descent?
10 feet a minute, sir.
But our main tanks are empty, sir. We should be going up, not down. Nevertheless, we are going down. And as long as we are, we will bottom and lie quiet until the destroyers leave. Then we will surface for repairs. Muller.
Yes.
What are the destroyers doing?
They seem to be still circling, sir. Perhaps they are trying to pick us up when they detect us.
We must see that they fail. Our depth?
220 feet, sir. It's almost as if...
As if what?
Nothing, sir.
Go on. As if what?
Excuse me, sir. I was going to say as if something was pulling us down.
But you thought better of saying it. See that you continue to think better of such remarks. The same applies to everyone on board. Lieutenant Reiner. Yes, sir? We will bottom in exactly 7 minutes. Prepare to make an inspection of the ship when we do. Well, Lieutenant Reiner? I have finished the inspection, sir. And your report? Everything is in perfect order, sir. There are no leaks. The batteries are fully charged. All motors in working order. All pumps operating. Then obviously there's no reason why, when we choose to surface, we should not do so. No, sir. Muller, what about the bloodhounds who are trying to sniff us out on the surface? Those destroyers.
I have heard no propeller sound for 20 minutes, sir.
Then we will surface. Load the auxiliary tanks.
Load the auxiliary tanks, sir. All main and auxiliary tanks are empty, sir.
All tanks empty? Captain, your pardon, do you hear? We have blown all our tanks and we have not risen at all. I am well aware of it, Lieutenant Reiner. You take me for an imbecile? No, sir. Of course not, sir. It is just that it is impossible, sir. Since it is so, it must be possible. Obviously, we are stuck in a mud bottom. But the bottom here is gravel, sir. The chart says so. The chart is wrong. I say it is mud, do you hear? Yes, sir. Mud, sir. So we shall have to use our motors to pull ourselves free. Signal full speed ahead. Yes, sir. Full speed ahead. They are not moving, sir. Now what is it? Why have the fools cut the motors? Excuse me, sir. Engine room reporting. Yes. What is it? Well, what have the idiots to say for themselves? They say the propeller is fouled. Fouled? How could it be fouled? It is impossible for it to become fouled on this bottom. Yes, sir. They say it is not entirely fouled. It will turn, but only very slowly. As if...
As if what?
Well, sir, they say it turns as if something were holding it, trying to keep it from revolving.
The fools. When we get back to our base, I shall court-martial every man aboard. Perhaps the propeller is tangled with some seaweed. That is all. In that case, we may be able to reverse and free it. Full speed astern.
Full speed astern!
Well, now what?
Your pardon. The engine room reports the propeller is still fouled, sir. It behaves as it did before. It turns, but as if something is holding it back.
And to think that I, Hans Ludwig von Metz, thought I had the finest submarine crew in the world. A brainless pack of idiots who become stuck in the mud on the bottom and they go to pieces like old women. Now listen to me, all of you. The next man who shows...
Captain Metz.
Ah, Herr Schmidt. I trust you have not been wide. Everything is quite under control.
In my captain, I've been hearing sounds from outside the submarine.
Sounds? What kind of sounds?
Scratching sounds, tappings on the metal. They sound as if someone is trying to get into the submarine.
My dear Herr Schmidt, you had nothing except the noises made perhaps by pebbles being swept against our side by the current. That is all.
But I tell you, it sounds like hands rapping and tapping, scraping at the hull, trying to get in. Why are we staying down here on the bottom? Surface at once, you hear me? I order you, surface at once!
That, Your Excellency, is what I am about to do. Now, all respect, may I suggest that you return to your cabin. Your presence here may impede our efforts.
Very well, Captain. But see that you take me to the surface at once!
Have no fears. Lieutenant Rainer, perhaps you will assist Herr Schmidt to his cabin.
Yes, sir. Certainly. If I may open the door for your access.
Captain Metz! Well, what is it?
Captain, we hear them too. Sounds coming from outside our hull.
I hear no sounds.
Captain, I can hear them now, quite plainly, on my detector phones. It's not possible to identify them, but they sound as if many people were climbing up our sides and...
There. Perhaps that will bring you to your senses. Listen to me, all of you. Temporarily, we are stuck in the mud. The current is sweeping debris or pebbles against us. You are all acting like children who think they see a ghost in a graveyard. In an hour, we shall be on the surface. You have my word for it. To get free from the mud, I shall fill the bow tanks, then blow them and fill the stern tanks. We shall seesaw ourselves loose. Do you all understand my scheme? Very good. Load the forward ballast tanks.
Load the forward ballast tanks, sir. Captain Metz.
Yes, Lieutenant Rainer?
The main pumps are again operating, sir. The failure was caused by Hans Jäger.
Jäger? How?
He went crazy, committed suicide by grabbing the poles of the main switch. The short circuit electrocuted him, blew out the fuses.
Jäger was always a fool. How have the others reacted to his death?
Very badly, sir. They are very nervous.
Nervous, are they?
Yes, sir. That scraping and scratching outside our hull has affected them, sir. They stopped for now, but the crew says that is just because they are planning something else.
They? Who do you mean by they?
The crew says, sir, that there are hundreds of men in the water outside trying to get in at us. Dead men, sir.
Lieutenant Rainer, do you wish me to place you under arrest?
No, sir. I'm just trying to explain the state of the mind of the crew, sir. In spite of all our efforts, we are still on the bottom, and the men are getting very jumpy, sir.
I shall have to teach them a lesson they will not forget. They are taking their cue from our illustrious passenger, of course. If he had not come out here with his ranting and raving... Never mind that. He's quiet now. I gave him whiskey with a sedative in it.
Your pardon, Captain. If I may make a suggestion...
Well, what is it?
There is one thing they have not tried.
Huh?
They have to try it, sir. Discharge our torpedoes.
Discharge our torpedoes? A submarine without torpedoes, Lieutenant, is no more use than an airplane without wings.
But we must, sir. We have 10 torpedoes aboard. 25,000 pounds of dead weight. get rid of that, and we have to, rise. We have to.
I see you are beginning to share the hysteria of the crew. When we return to our base, I shall not fail to include that fact in my report. However, I accept your suggestion. Order the discharge of our torpedoes to begin at once.
Yes, sir. At once.
We began discharging our torpedoes. 2, 3, 4. Then the submarine moved, but not upward. To my horror, as I watched the instruments, we began to move downward. 50 feet, 60 feet we slid, as if sliding down a slope on the ocean bottom. After we had fired 6 torpedoes, we were actually 100 feet deeper than we had been. Then the firing stopped. I went forward to find out what was wrong.
It's no use, I tell you, it's no use. We are going down, down.
Yeah, Pat! What's going on here?
Your man mumbling about. I will not discharge the rest of the torpedoes.
You know what is going on here, Herr Lieutenant. We have fired 6 torpedoes to lighten ship, and what has happened? We are sinking deeper.
He is right.
Yes, we are going deeper. Our blades will not stand it. We shall be crushed, drowned like rats in a trap.
Right! We are not going deeper. We have come to a stop already. Even if we should slide a little further, we still have a margin of safety of at least 100 feet. The very fact we have moved proves we are breaking free from the mud.
No, it is not true. We are not stuck in the mud. We are not.
Ratman! No more of that.
No more of that. Why should I? Be quiet. We all know we are not in any much. We all know our tanks are empty, and we should have been on the surface long ago. We all know why our propellers will not turn, and we all know why we cannot rise, too.
Ratman!
Because we are being held down. We are being held down by 1,000 dead men who are crawling all over us, scratching at our plates, trying to get in. They have come from all over the 7 seas just to hold us down, just to see we do not get away. Listen to them. Listen. You can hear them now. Listen.
Ah, what nonsense. Ratman, come to your senses. It's only our plates groaning under pressure.
That is not true. You know better. We all know better. Who dragged us down here to the bottom? Whose hands are keeping our propellers from turning? Whose bodies jammed our diving planes? Whose weight is keeping us on the bottom? The deck.
Ratman, I order you to be quiet.
It is too late for orders. There is only one way we can escape. That is to give the ones outside the man they want. They want our passenger, the one who calls himself Herr Schmidt. We all know who he is, and so do they. And they have come to get him.
Ratman, you are under arrest.
Listen, all of you. Let us get this Herr Schmidt with his funny mustache. Put him in a torpedo tube and send him out to the deck, outside. Let them have him. Then they will let us go free. It is our only hope.
Ratman.
Captain Metz.
I heard your interesting little speech just now. And this is my answer. Does anyone else want the same medicine to bring him to his senses? Into your stations. Lieutenant Reiner, continue to discharge our torpedoes.
That was 4 hours ago. We have discharged all our torpedoes, and we are still on the bottom. Every few minutes we slip a little closer to the 1,000-foot chasm in the seabed. Very soon, inevitably, we will slip over the edge, right into it. The whole submarine is filled with a great rustling, scratching, as though thousands of hands were clawing at it, tugging at it, pulling it toward that chasm. The crew truly believes that we are being slowly but surely dragged toward it by the dead. By the thousands of dead who have gathered outside, drawn here by the hatred for our passenger. A hatred which is so great even death cannot quench it. I don't know. Perhaps they are right. Certainly our passenger believes it himself. He's in the next cabin. Captain Metz has locked him in. Perhaps if I hold this microphone into which I'm speaking close to the bulkhead, you can hear him. Coming up, man! Do something! I additional code. It was a message. A message from someone outside our submarine at a depth of 400 feet. What does it say? Another lurch. Now we are sinking fast. In a moment, our hull will be caved in like an eggshell. But first, I must tell you the message. I do not ask you to believe me, but the message was this. We are waiting for you, Adolf Hitler. We are waiting...
This is the mysterious traveler again. Is that the true story of the death of the world's archenemy, Adolf Hitler? I do not know, so I cannot tell you. The man who told it to me, perhaps he was joking. Who can say? You must make up your own mind. But it is interesting to think about, isn't it? Yes, very interesting. It reminds me of another strange story I heard recently. Oh, you're getting off at the next stop. I'm sorry. But perhaps we'll meet again soon. I take this same train every week at this time.
In tonight's story, Death Comes for Adolf Hitler, Tony Barrett played Lieutenant Reiner, Philip Clark played Captain Metz, and Lon Clark played Adolf Hitler. The Mysterious Traveler is written by Bob Arthur and David Cogan, and original music is played by Henry Silverne. The entire production is under the direction of Doc McGregor.
You'll be glad this winter you bought a Coleman heater this fall. Yes, as you sit back in your easy chair, snug and comfortable, you'll be glad you bought a Coleman heater. You'll enjoy floor-to-ceiling warmth in those rooms you could never heat before.
Get your Coleman oil or gas heater now during Coleman's big bonus sale. Here's what you get.
First bonus, a new low price.
Yes, now you can get a dependable Coleman automatic heater at a new low price.
Second bonus, a new low operating cost.
Coleman saves you up to 25% on heating bills because Coleman gives you maximum heat from your fuel.
Third bonus, a 32-piece set of Libby's Safe Edge glassware worth $14. It's free with your new Coleman heater.
Get 3 big bonuses. Get your Coleman oil or gas heater now during Coleman's big bonus sale. This sale is for a limited time only.
So see your Coleman dealer tomorrow. You'll find his name and address in your telephone directory.
Thanks for listening to HOJO Radio. We'll be back again very soon.